Well, hello everybody. Happy Saturday. Hello Bacon, hello Poultry Speaker, hello Blues, nice first claim there. Hello Buttspot, hello YouTube. Hey morning. Good afternoon, morning. Right, so today's plan, a shorter stream before the Candelabra stream. What a plan, what a day. I'm having to drink calming down tea because I did attempt to play some Mage Knight earlier. It put me in such a crabby mood. Because that's what games are for, and that is today's excuse, BFL. Poultry Speaker. I tried to play Mage Knight. I got annoyed. Because that's what gay solo gaming is about. It's about having frustrating experiences. So, I was thinking about going with some solo spirit today. That feels like it would be easier to get to my 3 hour aim. But maybe I shouldn't be so fixated on that. But yeah, by the way, Bacon's told me that Red Revenge, you may know as Azure or something on Spirit Island Worlds, has actually got their own YouTube channel. And they've got a whole load of videos about Stone from Jagged Earth. And I'm quite excited to check them out. They look pretty... I've only glanced at them. Morning Poultry going for 2 for 1. Try to catch all of them in your greasy bacon grasp. Oh, we could do it too. I'm not sure. I don't know anymore. But my inclination is a solo, a series of solo games. We've not done any solo Serpent for a while, and it's quite fun. What about that idea? Solo Serpent Thematic. And maybe today's not a day for democracy. I blame Mage Knight. And of course, solo, we could do what we want. Well, could get our thematics out. Oh, look at that. Look at that. And I think, we could try and, I don't think I'd be able to get all 4 of them in 3 hours. Certainly not on thematic. Sweet. I mean, this could be this actually. Sweden 6 Serpent. This is not necessarily a good matchup. I mean, it is solo Serpent, so they are ridiculous. My phone really hated the word morning. Very much capturing the spirit times with your anti-democratic actions. Yeah, well, I like to try and, you know, at least slightly reflect reality. You know, you can't be democratic on a Saturday, can you now? I was democratic yesterday. What more do you want from me? I'm still much more democratic than all the people that go around calling themselves democracies are. Facts. Hey, Mateus, nice to see you. So we've ended up with some solo Serpent for this little Saturday stream. And I'm starting making my plans for my Scotland trip. So I'm very excited about that. It's completely nothing to do with Spirit Island, apart from means that I will not be streaming, probably. So I'll be in back of my van. Okay, we've got royal backing in the wetlands. Why have I chosen this scenario? Why do I hate myself this much? This is a new to me scenario. I've got no experience with this match, as that I'm aware of. I might have squeaked in a game somewhere. Of course, playing as the wonderful Serpent. Solo Serpent is a different beast. Because you can, all of your powers, all of a sudden you can play them on yourselves, and it's just great. And we've even got the Serpent trick. I wonder if that command still works. Does it still work? It still works! Oh my god. The tips trick, so we can actually be waking in power as early as this getting to the point where this presence is revealed. Wonderful. Republic can't have the public making decisions directly. Well, no. Well, no. This is, they're going to build a city here this turn. We can do something about that, Snake. We really can. Scotland trip, don't run into Travel River. Beat up the Scotch last night. Well, Here's a top tip for Americans, by the way. Americans often call the Scottish the Scotch. Only call Scottish people that if you just want to annoy them. Speaking as a half Scottish person. Top tip. I also heard Cyclomactic saying that. It's not like it's offensive, but it's almost offensive. I have never called them that, says Poultry Speaker. Never. Never, ever, ever. Okay, what are we doing? Okay. So I like Absorb Essence turn 1, especially given that we are against Sweden. They're gonna have juicier towns. So we're gonna want every absorb possible. If we absorb and we have a presence in here, then we can actually push this town out, but that's still a 7 damage ravage next turn. This is cascading next turn, whether we like it or not. Just the whiskey, scotch, and the eggs. Yeah, you can call those things scotch. I've never used that, never heard that used to refer to the people. Well, I've heard it. Many times. Many times. Pretty much every other word that every American says. What the hell? My rage against even my calming chamomile tea is not helping. A lot of spots when you do the tips trick. If you're fortunate with deeps, you can pip the water instead of reclaim 1. Unlock the mage again mid-turn. You get the reclaim any next growth regardless. True that. Yeah. There's no benefit to getting this mid-turn, but there is a benefit to getting this mid-turn. Very interdasting. I used to say Scots in shorthand. Is that better or worse? It's better just say Scottish. But then I'm not, you know, I'm only half Scottish. I'm only like half an expert, which makes me what? A pert or an ert or an exp. Oh my god, am I even capable of playing Spirit Island today? Have I just destroyed my brain trying to play some Mage Knight, possibly. Okay, so even if we push the town, we're still looking at a 7 damage ravage we can't do anything about. So we accept that this is a 3 blight cascade and an unhealthy island already? Really? Really? Is that okay though? Is that just okay? Is that fine? They'll plonk down a town probably in here as well. On the ravage, because that's what Swedes do. What a lovely day to spread some blight. Yeah, Johnny. There's going to be blight. Is Scots and Scotch equally? Scotch is the one that Scottish people don't like. Top tip. Scots, I think, is less like... But it sounds like Scotch. So... Just say, let's call them what they want to be called, which is Scottish. Like the general rule, call people what they want to be called, right? Scots is commonly used as a plural, at least in movies. Hey, Keith. Keith. How are you doing? The Keith universe is good. I am unsure what I want to do here. This cascade is a 3 blight cascade, which is so much for our healthy island. Turn 1 absorb is what means that our Aegis is likely to work. From here, we'll probably put a presence in here. Cascade would go to here. This feels an unfortunate start for it to start with a cascade. What about Scootish? How many punches to the face does that one earn? I know. It just depends. Just depends how late in the evening on a Saturday it is. To be fair to Americans, the reason the Scottish hate the term is probably because of the British. The British are the cause of all hatred ever. Just to clear that one up. You wouldn't call them a Scottish though, would you? No. What's the preferred demonym? You got a Scottish person. I don't know. God damn it, I don't know. Interesting, calling it Netherlands Duchy seems commonplace among my wife's circles. I wonder how Mega Chris views it. So lucky that Septown's already in with the Blight. Yeah, it's gross, Johnny. It's gross. I mean, I guess it's, you know, it's not unlikely. 1 in 4 chance that we have to deal with this. 1 in 4? But Silo Serpent is kind of ridiculous. I guess if we then get hammered with... Actually, all the other results are kind of gross as well. Okay, so... Does this mean that we go looking... that we, instead of going with a... We probably want to go absorb this turn and then absorb Aegis next turn on these two. Anyway. And so that kind of locks us in. We will gain a bunch of energy from the essences. We'll probably relocate this presence to here next turn with a reclaim. Though we could go with a different approach of actually just pushing one of these towns out and actually letting 2 of them go. You know, who doesn't love just letting these things go? Right? Half the thematic boards don't even start with a blight. Wow. You don't want to just see me win all the time, though, do you? You know, it doesn't really work with my self-styling as a casual Spirit Island player if I'm just winning all the time. Like some sickening win pervert. Push a town with deeps. Yeah, we've been through this, Bacon. If you weren't too busy, so busy offending the Scottish, you'd have heard me talking through that. We've been through this, Bacon. Are you simultaneously playing? Who's simultaneously playing Spirit Island here? Why can I hear myself so much? This is horrifying. I'm going to have to bump up the Spirit Island volume in my own ear. Possibly in your ear too. Let's see what that looks like on the... I live to offend? Why does Mountain 8 have 2 explorers? We're on thematic, so I suspect it started with 1. And a town. We also have this business here, which is why we've got an extra town in one of these wetlands. Installed XCOM 2 today, says Mateus. Trying to go Legend Iron Man. 5 Gatecrest failed already. Fail is the name of the day. So if I fail at this run, I'm just keeping everyone company, right? Mateus included. Thematic is weird. That's why I like thematic. I think it's better as a test of a spirit that you've played a lot, rather than a spirit you've only played a small to middling amount. Okay, so if our turns are locked in, we've got absorb this turn, absorb Aegis next turn. After that, we'll have a bunch of extra energy from the essence, but it's illusory extra energy. But we probably won't want to absorb for a while. And at that point, will we be glad to have a bit more energy, or would be glad to have a minor power? A minor power could mean we don't have this problem. We could also just look at gaining a major power. The other thing to think about is we do have shenanigans with this that I've just not been factoring in. So we can gift a flowing power onto the essence to give us a town destruction as well. You know, that's just there's no reason not to do that. But it doesn't mean we can get the energy to kill the city this turn, does it? Does it? Because yeah, we still only got the 1 play. Is there a way of doing it? No, there isn't a way of doing it with 1 play. Okay, so this could give us a big chunky defend card that means we actually don't have a 3 Blight Ravage next time. So I think that's the one. I think that's the option. Gift of Flowing Power is it's one of those theme cards that seems to be very useful in solo. It should be useful in multi-spirit, but actually very rarely kind of pans out. Hate Mordecai, can you stop being pro-Sweden, okay? Nothing good's come out of Sweden apart from the viewers that are currently from Sweden. They're all right. Sweden, the bad guys here, okay? And I am currently working on my How to Beat Sweden video, which is partly why we're seeing a little bit more of a Sweden focus lately. Well, these are defend cards, but they're not the great big honking defend cards that we hope for. After this city build, we're going to have a 10 damage Ravage. We're going to have a 4 damage Aegis. So these are not enough. This is a Plant Earth card, though, which is interdasting from the point of view of these things. You could pass and let us take the island. Not without a fight. Defend, reduce the double blight, and keep you healthy. Oh, that's true. That is true. God damn it. Even my basic Aegis, will that do it? So with the city and the town, that's 5 plus 3 plus 2 is 10. With the Aegis, it's 4. So yeah, you're right. It does keep you unhealthy for another turn. That's actually quite a big deal. The difficulty is that if we'll be playing this instead of the essence next turn, that's the one downside of it. Or this, we could actually play this. Though this doesn't have the plant earth, which I want for reasons of this. Reasons of this. Apparently I can't speak today. It's been a while since we were a powerful nation. Flowing Power only comes up in multi-spirit when paired with low play spirits. Most spirits are scrambling for power cards to match their plays. Yeah, true. So if we play this instead of the second essence, we're defending 3 in both of these other mountains versus a 4 Ravage, which is risky. But then defending flatly, defend 4 on an attack 4 Ravage is also kind of risky. It's not as risky, but it's still risky. But keeping the island an extra healthy, an extra turn is pretty valuable. I mean, we've also got horrible potential explorers in. This is potentially a lot of quite an extra little fear contribution going on as well. Are you advocating using defend powers against Sweden? That is weird indeed. Yeah, well, is this we haven't got any ways of. We can't just be like Fangs and nip in there. I know there's some blight in there, so we can't be like Fangs in there either. But I thought I'd try a challenging solo match. Well, challenging for me anyway. I'm sure the people in chat who just do this without even looking at the board, you know, while washing up. While kind of ironing the cat, whatever it is people do. What is it you people do? 10 damage Ravage, 3 damage Aegis, 2 blight, 1 blight here, cascade into one of these lands. Cascade probably in with the Dahan, but the town would go in with the Dahan. I think it's preferable, I think it's better to gamble at this stage before I'm fully invested. Okay, so where do we plonk a presence? We want a presence here for the Aegis, but we're going to be reclaiming anyway, so we can just move a presence there. Do you have any great benefit to going anywhere else? This actually has a couple of Dahan in, which is valuable for us if we get a potential... If you get some... We're not actually starting within any lands with Dahan right now. Other thing to think about is maybe going in with a town so that we can push the town out, knowing what this explorer is. Don't be like that, Swedes fear nothing. Serpent versus England 6 thematic would be fine. It should be, I mean, I actually probably feel more comfortable in that because I've played more England 6 than Sweden 6 at this moment. Just hope next card is jungle. Yeah, let's hope so. That would be convenient. So I kind of see a benefit to going in with the town to reduce the city building shenanigans going on. And to be in with the Dahan is also valuable. So yeah, turn 1, absorb. Oh yeah, except we flow. So by flowing into the absorb, we get to have an extra fire, essentially, and an extra moon. Mountain's 8 for push or destruction, says Bacon. That's also interesting. That does help. That protects us a little bit from getting unlucky on the Aegis, doesn't it? And we still get we're still in with the Dahan. Not that we get Years of Little Rain this turn, because it's the first turn, so we don't get an event. How are you Aegis from there? Are you reclaiming? Yeah, I'll be reclaiming. I mean, we could just put a presence in here, into this sand. Can't because of Blight. Oh, in Mountain 8. Oh, yeah, right. You're asking about Mountain 8. Oh, flat redeem from Mateus. And hey there, Mr. P. Sorry if I've missed anyone. You can't place an 8. I've not made any claim to be placing an 8. Not for a while anyway. Not for 10 minutes. This 9 here is the I actually misread what Bacon was saying there. Okay, I actually think so I like the idea of going in Mountain 9, actually, because it gives me a bit of a insurance policy, and it gets me being in the town, and I guess we're just doomed if we get this anyway. If wetland comes up, we're kind of doomed anyway. A wetland's not even the worst thing to come up. Huh. But yeah, this will help cover our ass a little bit for having one fewer absorb. I just have to play some moves here. We are not unreasonable. You can have the sands. We just want the rest. Blimmin' Swedes coming in here wanting my stuff. Oh, we also have to absorb, peasant. Have you played Spirit Island before? I'm sure I had this expectation that you've played this game before. Apparently, no. So, okay, maybe we could have done it better just by going for the reclaim. Now, we wouldn't have had this card, though. If we turn one reclaim placed, yeah, we wouldn't. I think we needed to look at the card. We did get jungle. Well, isn't that good? The game loves me after all. So we can destroy that town and get a couple of free fear. Oh, you're right. You're right. Wetland was discarded, which is why the extra town's in there already. Why am I looking at the fear deck? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Okay, so we want to put a presence in here or move the presence to here. We Aegis and we Dark and Tangled Woods. We could look at a major. It's interesting once you go off track, though. I feel like Serpent's early game is so good with its start cards, but I really want to, avoid this. Keep the unhealthy for another turn. Oh, honestly, I haven't played Spirit Island because I don't like co-ops. Outrageous. Just don't invite anyone else. Just cooperate on your own with yourself. In before Instruments shows up. Yeah, that'd be nice. Thanks for the well done. Not sure what I did to earn it. Co-op is optional. Yeah, you can be a antisocial person like me and still have a lot of fun. Do we go for an early major? We could forget gifts for an early major. I like gifts, but we could forget it. Left hand spirit cooperate with right hand spirit. Sounds ridiculous. We could rescue our presence from risk in here, which actually is possibly more useful. And then we're free to just put this other presence wherever we like. If we put the presence in this jungle, we can push can we push the town out? We can push the town out. We'll have double moon Earth, so we'll just be looking at a city and an explorer, which we could defend with Woods Aegis, but again, we're not progressing, we're not powering up. That's the downside of that idea. This is Northwest. Not too keen on solos either. I want to crush opponents, hear the lamentation of their spouses. Well, yeah, I don't have to prove anything to anyone about don't need to make anyone's spouse eye cry. Yeah, we can always rescue our presence in a moment. We're pretty. Oh, we're not eating this turn. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So our first event of the game could almost end the game. Because if it boosts this damage, then we're pretty sad. I'm gonna try the match simultaneous. I don't have any confidence in this matchup. Good. Yeah, so okay, so if you want to follow along, Sweden 6 Northwest. Okay, we didn't get a damage boost, so that's good news. Each player may push an explorer or town from land with Dahan. Is that actually relevant? No. Oh, maybe we did get a damage boost. It's just that I was too blind to see it. If we take this up to 12, this becomes a double blight place. Oh, we can just upgrade this. This is fine. Because this is defended. Let's just take that. This actually is good for us. That's for free fear. Thanks, game. Consider how much I bother my last game of 1849. I need a confidence boost. Can save the mountain, says Glimmer. Can I? Can I save the mountain? The meow? So we could push a town from here. Oh wow, we can actually save the mountain! Oh my god! Just like Glimmer said. Wouldn't your Spirit Island life just be better if you just listened to Glimmer all the time? Push town from 8, says Mateus. I was watching Bard. Was it Bard earlier? I said no, Massive Sea. I was watching a little bit of Massive Sea earlier. They were playing Slawmancer, which looked intriguing. Anyway, and I said something in their chat, and they replied so quickly. I was just kind of just like, what? How is this possible? Okay, each player may push an explorer into a land with more buildings than the land it came from. Well, okay then. That means that we can take this down to a 5 damage ravage instead of a more than that damage ravage. Next turn, which means if we just simply relocate our presence, then we are a bit happier about things. Things will go bad if you don't apply checks on my advice. It's true. That is true. Sometimes your maths is as suspect as my maths. And my maths is incredibly suspect. I've got my panted Piso approximaths, which doesn't really make any sense. You know, I get by. Let's just drag this into this mountain. So from here, I guess this is the only option. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. We don't have any slow damage, so we might as well just take out the explorers in the counter. Things went very bad, but very bad, but indeed. Mount, come on, guys. Swedes. Oh, and they flirted as well. And they flirted twice. Oh god. The humanity. All these devastatingly handsome Swedes coming in. Tricking my Dahan to their Swedish ways. Awful. An awful business. We don't like the term ravage. We prefer optimizing available resources. Yeah, well, how very colonial of you to say that. We're not simply taking your things. We're giving you our value system and taking your things. Where do we put this? Where do we put this town? I guess there's always the spectre of sands on the western boards. They're just horrible. So it makes me want to push into this wetland, but this wetland is already horrible. These are all just terrible as well. The trouble here is that we have skipped our second absorb, so we're also... Our Aegis is currently is a bit weak. I think we make one bad wetland. It's a brutal map for this match, kind of fun. Traitors, yeah. Yeah, this is not good. And I've had no... I guess as Serpent, we don't really do anything with the Dahan much. We haven't had an opportunity to rearrange our Dahan at all. Okay, so 5 damage average here. The main thing we want to do is make sure that this presence doesn't die. We could just let the Blight go. They will place a town somewhere. Oh no, they won't. Oh yes, they will. Quickly just check that rule. So when they add a Blight, add a town to an adjacent land without buildings. They won't add a town, because I carefully made sure there are buildings everywhere. Giving sounds so consensual. Maybe try imposing. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Well, that's I was pretending to be a pro-colonial person there. I was doing my best job. Okay. I don't think it's a good use of this turn to spend the whole thing defending this. Though if we buff our Aegis with an absorb, we are at least buffing our Aegis with our absorb. You can't argue with that logic. Once we get to this any, we've got the potential of accelerating ourselves, but the turn that we're going to be looking down the barrel of is horrible. So that's the tips trick we mentioned earlier. Kind of looks like the Swedish gold rush. We're not taking things, we're trading and bartering. For instance, for all, we offer this fabulous new thing. Measles? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, we're just trading, and this land's ours now as well. Well, if Sands 2 doesn't have a town, they would get one from Mining Rush. No, it's I'm pretty sure, well, that the rule is buildings. Add a town to an adjacent land without towns or cities. So we would skip that. Can't take credit. It was a deliberate decision. Yes, I stand corrected, said Zafles. Watching while standing up. Impressive. That's how you keep in tip-top Mateus shape. My god, I am addled today. Addled. I do have my warm hat on. Okay, so this build is going to mean we're looking at a 10 damage ravage in here. Even more in here, and the same. And a 9 damage ravage in here. That's well beyond the scope of Aegis. What do we even do against so much hate? Got a singular fear card. Wonder if we can have an approach that is actually, no, we don't even defend this. I feel like trying to defend this is a waste of time. Maybe something where we just try and make a lot of fear happen with these cards, and maybe a major. For example, if we were to go gift of flowing power, absorb gift, just play these 3, we'd actually have the 3rd fire there. Be short earth, but we could give ourselves our 3rd earth, and we could destroy a city with this little combo here. I've watched yours stand up and play before. It's perfectly fine if I imitate mature behaviour, right? Yeah, it's true. I was just too heavy to have my stand-up desk, unfortunately. Just a bit too much of a burden on the old joints. Don't forget the infrastructure we gift you. Sure, we live in the buildings for the foreseeable future. It's still... what have the Romans ever done for us? Well... it's true. What have they done? Hey? Hey! Hey! Deprived us of our sovereign institutions? How dare they? Yeah, so we're going to let this go. Hope that this damage doesn't get buffed. And maybe if we squeak a presence into one of these lands that builds a city, we can destroy the city, push the town. If we just play these 3 cards. So that means if we just presence place into maybe Mountain 5, that then becomes defensible. This is... we can't just place in there. To get a presence in here, we have to use our reclaim. Might still be right, but the thing is they're building cities in these lands anyway. Though if we go into here, destroy the city, push a town, there will be a town explorer, which is only a 4 damage ravage in here, and we'll have a presence there for a potential Aegis. But the trouble is that the Aegis is dwarfed by these ravages. Dwarfed, I tell you. Because our best Aegis is a 4. If we go with this city destruction turn this turn. So I wonder if we're actually better off just looking at a major this turn. Maybe we might forget Dark and Tangled Woods or this, if that major means that we can sustainably get big defense out. So something like Indomitable. That we could afford this turn. The trouble is that Snake's energy is weird because if you're not constantly absorbing, because you get this massive buff of energy from Absorb Essence, it makes you look like you've got, and this additional one down here, it makes you feel like you've got more energy than you have. We don't really have, unless we start using this option as well. I think maybe looking at a major. We've got too many problems. What do we get? Well. It's not a bad turn for a bit of unrelenting growth. As solo Snake. We'd be able to reveal... we haven't placed one of our presents this turn, but we'd be able to reveal an any and a water mid-turn. The any, of course, could become whatever we want, like fire or moon or earth. The wilds against Sweden actually is somewhat relevant, potentially. Unlock the snake! Unrelenting snake, yeah. Trees and stones is in... like, these are both very interesting as well. And bear in mind, I'm not an expert snake player. I know that there are people out there that played a lot of snake. Because they have the earth plant elements, they've got easier access to this incredibly good presence innate. Though Sweden is not a fast opponent. They've only got 1 bit of acceleration from their royal backing. So we don't need the acceleration like we might against a faster adversary. Early, it could be the save. It could be. Well, it could certainly help. This, like, if you play it this turn, especially as we've essentially all I've resolved to do this turn is to abandon this land. Is it enough acceleration though to mean we get through this mountain bit? With no spirit tokens on the board, I'm less inclined to think about Pent, but it is Strife. And it's an easy threshold for us. Moon Fire is very easy. I mean, we've pretty much got it almost whatever we play. We could even play Pent this turn with Threshold. The trouble is that all these mountains are building, so there'll be something that slips through and won't have a Strife on it. Not only that, but because it has such... I mean, this has almost the perfect elements for us. The only thing it's missing is water that we like. Do you have other... Okay, we've got a disease over here. No beasts on this board. What the hell is this board? So we could, if we pick this, we could use this next turn to actually just triple strife this land for all the buildings that will be in there, therefore preventing a horrible ravage. Well, preventing the ravage from placing blight. It's a shame we can't set up a counterattack, but we might be able to squeak some Dahan in there. Though there is blight in there, I guess they're less likely to want to go in there. It's a big decision. Pent and absorb, next time Pent and Aegis. Would we be able to afford that? I mean, we can afford Pent Absorb this turn. If we squeak in Gift of Flowing Power first, that's you know, there's no real reason not to do that. It'll give us an extra fire, which we wouldn't get that any just yet. Pent doing work lately. Pent could do a lot of work in the mountains over 2 turns. It certainly can. I mean, the fact that if we Pent this turn, we can strife this city is pretty big. So yeah, we could Pent this city, this town, this explorer, and then we could Pent one of these other cities that gets built this turn. And we can absorb this presence that's sat here, so that we're not wasting a presence. I feel like unrelating growth is not gonna... We're just ignoring this disaster mountain too much. And this is... Yeah, this is very good. And strife is good against Sweden. So what do we forget? Probably Gift of the Deeps. The flowing power is useful because it's essentially an extra fire element. And once we get to 3 Earth, that basically means we're destroying cities instead of towns. With our rouses and anger. Though we have draft. This is a fire major. If we can... we can't do enough this turn that we can do the tips trick next turn. We might get a lucky stage 2 card that means we can have a turn where we accelerate. Maybe it is Gift of Flame Power we lose. Primordial, I love it, but when are you going to cast it? Yeah, I know. Flying power you need for the tips trick. It's true. I also need Primordial Deeps for the tips trick. Which means Dark and Tangled Woods is the odd one out. Yeah, we lose it, I think. Okay, so if we flow absorb Pen, we can absorb for the 3rd Earth. So this bonus element we get off absorb, so we can destroy a city somewhere. So we put our presence in one of these lands that's about to build a city. No, of course we can't put it in 8. We absorb from the jungle. We let that blight for 1. This presence is just a bit more of a useful presence for targeting, so I think we go in here. We are going to be reclaiming. We won't even make a sacred site. We've got so much fire, we don't even need to use Gift of Flying Power. But there's no reason not to use it. Is there? Don't think there's a reason not to use it. Interestingly, wow, Calamity with its plant is also giving us extra energy support. Santa Sneck Stip, only draft cards with the word gift in it. I like it. Gift Absorb is the tips trip. Yeah, tips trick. Okay, so we absorb from here, because that's doomed anyway. We give ourselves... If we give ourselves the earth, we destroy the city in here, which is good. We're only an element short of getting this. But we are an element short, so we just have to accept that. We pen with Threshold in here, adding tokens. Then we add... They build a town here. At this point, this is solved by the Aegis. They are about to build another town, of course. That's then a 4 damage ravage. We have absorbed, so our Aegis is now a 4 defense Aegis. What I'm thinking about is whether to keep whether to put an additional strife on the city. I think I put an additional strife on the city. Oh, what is this? I don't think this matters, actually. Okay, invaders do not ravage in lands with disease or strife. And then we push from land with cities to land without cities. So, that's interesting. Defend 2 in all lands with presence. Wow. Okay, we just let this blight go. Give the Swedes what they want. Which is to blight my beautiful island. Well, at least none of the coastal lands are blighted. So we do have a city destroy. We've only got one city that we can destroy, so we'll do that. And then we've got a town push and 2 fear. God, Serpent is so cool. It's so cool, man. So we don't want to push to the coast. We probably want to just, if we're going to make a land into one toxic hellhole, we make this jungle into a toxic hellhole, because there's only one jungle on this map. Or this really horrible area here. These sands have to harm. We didn't draw any big defend powers. We are penty. The thing is, against Sweden, we can't just do the whole like stack them up and forget kind of deal, you know? Which is what I want. I can't do it because they'll just put a million blight out. I'm here just trying to be a snake that's also an island. They're there, crawling all over me. I mean, what is this now? This is a 14 damage ravage. If it gets explored and then built on, it becomes an 18 damage ravage. This is already beyond the scope of reasonably being defended by anything that I have. The only things that are going to work in here are things like action skips. At this point, Indomitable Claim doesn't even defend in there if we push this in. So that leaves Paralyzing Fright, and we don't really deal in Sacred Sites. You smashing 8 with Pen next turn. Yeah, that was the idea, was to go with Pen again next turn. Oh, am I smashing 8? I don't know. I might be going defensive with it. I figured that if we use Aegis from here, we defend in these two, and maybe this is only a 1 blight place. and there will be an additional strife on here that we might use next turn. Yeah, I'm not actually sure. Yeah, I think we push into this Hellland. Okay, so we get to Waken Power. Wow. Wow, I've got so many energies now. Okay, so there was a disease there. There was a disease there, peasant. Okay, so this is a 5, 8, 9 damage ravage. A 2 blighter. This is only a 2 damage ravage. If we smash it, the nice thing is we're generating some fear. If we do get a freebie, we're not likely to get a freebie to harm push off the event. We've got a single Terror level 1 fear card. Ooh, possibly upgradable. Good snack, we just want to pet you. Jesper's been sent by the board of Swedish tourism to try and repair their image. So my initial idea was that I would then strife these as well, maybe similarly. And then the Aegis here does defend everything. It's a shame we don't have counterattacks. And it's also a shame how flippin' passive that is. We were 1 element off getting our extra presence place last turn. Were we? Did I just dream that? No, I didn't just dream that. We were a single element off, and that's our any. I actually think Reclaim, do the same turn again, and then just put this any into plant actually is really nice. So that would be another flow, absorb, Pent turn because of the ridiculous elements on Pent. We relocate our presence into a land where we want to destroy some stuff. I guess maybe this coastal land. So we can destroy this coastal city, which sets up for a reasonable enough Aegis in here. We're in hair. Speaking in Norfolk accent there. We incidentally are absorbing along the way. We are, of course, at risk of tipping point. I just think we have to accept that in this case. We just have to accept it, Jim. Let's just quickly check that. So it's a flow. This is the turn. These 3 cards, we can just about afford it. The elements we get are the 2 water are there, the 2 earth, the 2 out of 3 earth are there. So we're short a plant and an earth for this. We get 1 from the any and we get 1 from the absorb. Yeah, it works. It works. Destroying the city is the ideal thing to be doing. We're getting to do a little bit of a pent-up tips trick. Cow tipping turns. Yeah, something like that. Never understood why people do that. I remember hearing about cow tipping when I was a kid, and I didn't really see the appeal. Why not just leave them standing where they're standing? I guess I'm just old. Call me old-fashioned. Peasant, you're old-fashioned. But if I see a cow standing, I'm just like, yeah, that's great. Let's say I should actually make a decision here. Where am I putting this presence? Destroying the city here makes Aegising from here viable. I think the passive Pent in here to prevent the double blight is worth in a world where we are placing extra presence. Seems like a moot action. Cow tipping is like a snipe hunt to make fun of city folks. Oh, I see. Those city folks. They sleep lying down. Oh, really? Well, that's good to know. I'm glad it's not real. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't losing sleep over it. But, you know, I could have been. Where am I putting this presence? Just gonna slip it over here. Are we in with some Dahan? We're in with some Dahan. We're in a very good position as this spirit to take advantage of years of little rain, and we really care about it. But we've got a presence here. This presence is just going to get absorbed. Stop thinking about it, peasant. This presence is going to barely be on the board. Okay, so we flow, absorb, pen. Oh, we had that. Okay, this channel doesn't work because we're not aegising. Okay, the turn comes falling apart. So what are we doing? If we pen in here, we lose a single blight. Now we do have a fear card. We might not lose a blight to this. Yeah, there's no room for Aegis if we do that. If we did in this situation and we're just letting stuff go, we may as well just do the standard tip trick of gift, gift, absorb. But then this we're losing this as well. So I think we risk this blight. There is a Dahan in there, so there's a decent chance that we'll get a single defend off the event. It's not a big chance, but it's big enough that I think it's worth taking. It says peasantly not expert on this spirit. If we flow into Aegis instead, yeah, we don't have the counterattacks to make me think that it's worth. Yeah, I think we risk this. So we can gain the third Earth, and we've got an any sitting around. We now have second level of Wakes in power, and we pen in here. So even if we don't get lucky here. Oh, a damage boost is horrible. Definitely strifing these two. Do we go for the safety here? We're in so much trouble if this does cascade. Ever heard the one about a cow trying to tip a van? It wasn't strong enough. I've not heard that one. But I'm glad I have now. You've just improved my life. Mage Knight was there earlier, trying to take away from my life. Poultry Speaker steps up. Adds value. Gotta hate that phrase. It just improves my life. I think we take the safe one here. We've got a risky one here, which makes me think I should have been safer on this one and risky on this one rather than the other way around. Yeah, nuances. Anti-crab strategies have been deployed. Yeah, okay, so if I was going to do all this again, I think I would safety first in here. I'd forgotten somehow that disease prevents builds. I would have taken the safe ravage in here and taken the risk in here with the sake of leaving the strife on there. Yeah, okay, but I'm going to safety first, but it's better in reverse. Cultural assimilation, huh? How dare you? This is actually this is a similar outcome to what's happening anyway. Do we have a reckless offensive? We don't have a reckless offensive. So we could lose a town here and allow city build, or we could have this town instead of a Dahan that was about to die anyway. Beasts are attacking. We don't have beasts. Yeah, okay, fine. But now we don't have to worry about cultural assimilation. Not that we had to worry about it that much anyway, because the Sweats have already flirted with everyone in these mountains. Each player moves an explorer for land with beast disease or at least 2 to harm. Maybe we make this slightly better. Yeah, slightly better. Okay, Ravage. Bad news. Okay, yeah. For a second, I thought this was a double blight, but then I realised it's not. Okay, so the town. Let's not put the town in on the coast. Let's put it in here. And then we've got this ravage, which is fine. It's fine. We do have a... So in the slow phase, we do have a city destroy and a double fear and a town push. We should be able to do something about one of these lands. And we can put a presence somewhere as well. Okay, so we do have sand. Go fear card. Yeah, another cracker. We can reclaim this water. So this is something Baker mentioned earlier, which is interesting. But if sometimes when you wake in power, you can also then reveal this water to get this gain of major power. But we are short we're short 2 elements. Well, we're short the plant, more precisely. So flirty, yeah. So ruddy, bloody flirty. So this is the only land of the city. This is the obvious pick. And the thing is, we can't completely clear this land. We could completely clear one of these. No, we actually couldn't completely clear one of these. Yeah, we'll take the obvious pick. We can, of course, place a presence in one of these other lands, but we'll destroy the city. One last Ahan, not assimilated by Sweden. I know. The shame. Okay, I think we push into this miserable jungle. And then we wake up a little bit. Okay, so there's no point in really thinking about this. The third water doesn't do anything for us because we don't have third plant. So I'm not going to think about it, but I am going to think about where I put it. Okay, a 2 damage ravage, a 7 damage ravage. We're very absorbent. Wow. Somewhere T-Speaker is weeping. Oh, T-Speaker. Oh. I've been playing, sneaking a little bit of T-Speaker in. This is NorthWest, D-Walls. We're on thematic. It's hellish. And hello. How did your Spirit Island go yesterday? Okay. So, a 2 damage ravage, a 10 damage ravage, a 7 damage ravage. Part of me's thinking to try some shenanigans. When did this thematic map as Fangs? When you did this thematic map as Fangs at one time? Oh yeah. Oh, there's one jungle. Yeah, great. Played Fangs solo 1 when I wasn't really paying attention. Yeah, Fangs is very strong. If you remember to convert presence, that's the thing I think some people forget with Fangs, is that if you don't convert your presence to beasts as Fangs, you have a bad time. If you remember, they are, and they're straightforward. As long as you know enough about Spirit Island to know how good it is to prevent kind of everything by attacking before builds, then yeah, Fangs, wonderful. Wonderful. 7, 10. Just actually muttering numbers to myself. Our Aegis is a 5 right now. Don't think we want to put a presence in one of these lands. They're all at risk. And we could still die to tipping point, which makes me think I actually want to relocate all of my presence out of these sands. This land works for Aegis, so probably we reclaim to drag a presence from here to here. Maybe absorb this one to make this 6. We do still have Pen in hand, and Pen does help us expand. God, this is I'm finding this really interesting. I hope you're also finding it interesting. Sand 6 isn't going till the turn after, just mentioning because I keep getting confused about it here. Yeah, I often get confused about what is the coast and what isn't especially on Thematic, because you've got this little land here that just looks coastal. It's not. I think it only works when you do it deeps instead of pent, because you have a shot an extra element from the deeps card. Yes. I'm tempted, if I crash and burn at this one, to go again. Just putting it out there right now. Okay, yeah, so I don't think I want to put in any of these lands. This land we want to be in anyway. I think we have to reclaim, but I don't think there's anywhere else of great benefit to be. Though... Oh, Jesus, is this Ravage as well? Oh, yeah, and I was getting confused about this. This land is actually the only land for the Aegis next turn. But this is safe. This is safe in here. Yeah, thank you, Glimmer. As usual, Glimmer nodes. Hello, someone quick. You need Zaito's side hole emoji. Do I still have it? There you go. There you go, Keith. So yeah, this is where our presence is. So I think we're probably putting it in here for now. I kind of almost want it to be in with a city though, because at this stage of the game, we seem to be almost accidentally getting city destruction. So I think we actually do want to just put it in with a city somewhere. This is probably a safer place for a presence. We'll just put it because it has the strife on. Is it one of those times where I make an imprecise decision and then regret it immensely? Maybe. Okay, so a 3 damage Ravage, a 2 damage Ravage, a 10 damage Ravage. The Aegis will take that 10 down to 5 and make it only a single Blighter, but it is the final straw for this. We don't need to reclaim to grab our Aegis. Do we have any good, like, proactive targets for Pen this turn? I'm thinking if I Pent here this turn to load it up with Strife. But I mean, we'll prevent the city build, but that's just a worry about maximizing our fear. If we were to Pent this land, it's a very expensive way of... Actually, wait, it prevents the city build in here. And it takes this down to a 3 damage Ravage, which is very, very Aegisable. So we go Aegis plus Flow plus Pent. Aegis Flow Pent? Which is triple fire. We might be able to also expand. My instinct says probably not. Because we're short too many things. Are we short too many things? Mountain 5 you just moved out as a good spot for Aegis next turn. That's true. But it's not a great spot for incidentally destroying a city this turn. But yeah, that's good for next turn. Because it's not a risk like this spot is. See, I feel like the pen feels good when it also means that I'm placing my presence and accelerating. That feels good, even if it's a very passive kind of pen. It doesn't feel good if all I'm doing is preventing a blight. Doesn't feel good at all. If they build a city here, a thresholded pen just deals with it. And then we won't see that land, okay, for a little while, not for that long. That sand could be back as soon as here as this. Holding out for the super innate. Yeah, oh, the other night, yeah, the nice thing as well is that this is all good for the super innate. The super duper. Except the trouble, of course, is that we've only got, like, very little presence on the map. It's one of those innates that I think I so rarely ever trigger this. I think when I was still mostly playing on mid difficulty, I would occasionally try and draft powers to trigger it deliberately, but I think at that point I was playing up way, I think a lot of people do this, by the way. I was playing on a way easier difficulty than well, not that there was any should involved in playing playing a game, but like I think I was too low difficulty. So our 5 Aegis in here. These are both very safe defense with no counterattack. But I mean, the Swedes have just been relentlessly flirting with our Dahan. We've got 1 Dahan left. God damn it. Okay, and the 10. This does take it down to a singular Blight Ravage, but they then build a city. Well, it's a kind of semi-connected, making this then truly horrible and not solvable with a single pent. I wonder, but as long as we don't get unlucky with the event, this could be a single blight. Is there a way that we can get the speedier growth while also playing Aegis? So with only 2 plays, this is where we get our 3rd Earth from. It's from this any. No, I don't think there is a way. Unless we also are. Unless we just straight up do the tips trick, but then we don't Aegis. That's the thing, peasant. I mean, I wonder if it's worth having a slightly risky turn with something like Aegis Gift, Flow Aegis Gift, which could give us a city destroy. If we don't get a card we like, we could just go Moon Earth to get the 2 Fear and City Destroy, which we could do over here. Though, shame to destroy a Strife City, right? Aegis Schmeegis. Well, we kind of have to Aegis this turn. We have to. I don't want to, though. I want to live my life, be free. I mean, maybe I should just be thankful that I did get to squeeze out an extra. Got to crimp out an extra presence earlier with the pent-up tips trick. I feel like I've got that nagging feeling that there is a way of doing this quite well. Somewhat ruined by all these explorers being here. Ruined. Yeah, because this is basically the turn that does it. Because we get an extra element from Essence, we get an extra element from our boards. But yeah, it does nothing for these. We're not generating enough fear to just go, fear deck, sort it out. But these feel like very fixable with the fear deck. Though of course we have no beasts or Dahan over there or anything. I don't think we can trust the fear deck with that. So yeah, okay, right. Maybe it's Aegis Flow Deeps. Aegis Flow Deeps gives us the city destruction. It gives us the fear from Moon Earth. It might give us something even better. It might even give us a defend in hair. That's unlikely for it to give us enough, given that this is a 10. Well, we could get Drift Down or something. We'd be happy with Drift Down as well. We'd be happy. We'd also be saving up a little bit of energy for a future turn. Okay. Actually, this presence placement was irrelevant because we've got a city that in this sand that's being built that we could destroy instead. I think I'm going to take this gamble. I don't know if this is good. The nice thing is we actually don't need to use our reclaim either to get our flowing power back. If we get incredibly lucky and flow and Deeps offers us a Earth Plant card, then we actually could expand this turn. Earth Plant cards, we might end up with an Earth Plant card that we can't actually play. But, you know, that's the risk we take. We could also just look at a major, but nothing is forgettable right now. Nothing's forgettable. We don't look at a major. Hey, Argon, nice to see you. Everybody, welcome in Organ Grains. The finest Argon-based streamer this side of the Atlantic. I don't know where I'm going with that. Nice to see you anyway. Oh my god, talking about fine strimblers. There's Sherbet, and now I've been raided. Oh my god. Well, welcome in, raiders. I'm peasant. I don't know who you are. Who are you people? You're probably just watching adverts. We're playing Spirit Island. Thanks for the raid, Argon, by the way. Playing Spirit Island. This is a super cool board game. This is a digital version of it, and it's very crunchy. Is this a good time to ask who we're fighting? We're fighting the Swedes, Toad Rage. The flipping Swedes. Hey there, Ducky. Are you a skeleton? Can anyone confirm Ducky skeleton space? We are fighting in Sweden 6. Wow, Ducky first skeleton and claiming... Is that third? Second? I don't know. Welcome on in. Yeah, welcome, raiders. What were you doing today, Argon? Elden in your ring. Ducky new. Hey, welcome in. Skeleton Ducky sounds really cool. Oh, flat redeems. Someone's spending all their pesos. Got raided by a dude guy. Thought the chill mood was required to let people hear my maniacal laughs. The laughs of rage and joy of an Argon stream. Ringing their elders. Yeah, I can imagine. Maybe not that new, but washed with soap nonetheless. Yeah. Good. It's good to be clean sometimes. Yeah, don't go washing every day. What's the point? Your body's then like, oh, I've got to generate extra filth. To be honest, last boss got me confused. I dodged attack randomly and I won. Don't know how. What you did there, Argon, you just reached for the hero inside yourself. You searched for the secrets that you might find, and then you won by button mashing. Some kind of Tekken Eddie player. There you go. I just outed myself as a boomer. I played old Tekken. Okay. Yeah, it's quite a complicated situation. If any of you raiders want to know about this game, feel free to ask questions. I will try and answer them. But whenever I'm talking about the strategy, if you don't know what I'm talking about and want to know, just say, but probably a lot of it will just go straight over your head. You did button mash. Excellent. Excellent. You love to see it. But the general idea of this game is that we are this great big snake. And we're being invaded by flipping Swedes. Yeah? They're coming over here. Look at them. Look at their yellow and blue flag. And we're trying to tell them to go away. Our main way of doing that is by scaring the hell out of them or just destroying them. That's how we roll here. But it's quite a crunchy game. Well, it doesn't have to be a crunchy game. You could just play it on an easy difficulty. Not old muggins here. Could actually just grab another minor power. If we do get lucky, yeah, I'm going into the strats now. If I get lucky and get to do the extra Serpent Wakes in power, then we're on the cusp of wanting a load of plays and only having 5 cards. I think we look at a minor power. We also might get lucky and just get a card that helps me in a way that I couldn't possibly understand right now. I'm tempted by the major, but everything here is just a bit too useful right now. Let's see what we get. So this is one of the most interesting decisions in the game. Is this decision right here? Got all these powers here, so they're a lot like Magic the Gathering cards, except except you don't have to draw them from a deck. Like playing Risk of Rain 2 on Drizzle, I never did that because Azeri has gone full Sparta on my early game experience on maximum difficulty. Aww. Lovely Zeri. Lovely Zeri. Okay. So let's just imagine that some of the raiders are actually interested. So the cards have got like a cost. And there are two decks. There's like the minor power deck, which has got either 1 cost or 0 cost cards. And the cards do stuff, which is the text, and they also give you these elements. Now, I love these elements, moon, fire, and earth. My serpent here, if I have lots of moon, fire, and earth, I get to do these extra things. These are like my favorite things. We also like these other elements. This is more complicated. Too complicated for me to understand. This is just a very good card for us, potentially. Imagine cards not doing stuff. Yeah, imagine it. Well, that's just like traditional card games, isn't it? Oh, it's a card. What's it got? It's got a number on it. Oh, yeah, great. It's got any art? No, only if it's a king. Oh. Or a court. Boring. What you want is all this, gubbins. You want speed, range, target. Long, overly ornate titles. Beautiful art. Wait, you can face people online? No, you can't. You can play this it's a cooperative game, so you can all play as a different spirit, working together to defeat the invaders. Pretty cool. Quicken also been doing work lately. This is the right pick. I thought I'd go into a bit of a tangent for the benefit of people that are less familiar with this game. So the reason I like this is mainly these elements, but this defend 10. So part of the game is that the invaders ravage, which is it's not actually a military simulation. It's actually like a colonialism simulation. So it's all about Europeans getting there, going, oh yeah, that's some nice stuff you've got there. I'm yoinking that, but I'm also polluting your rivers. Yeah, you see that river? Yeah, it looks great. I'm shitting in that. Oh wow, a forest. Yeah, turning that into books. Great. The Elder Knight's Hunt, that Lone Dahan can get an explorer. Yeah, so our map's a bit unfortunate. Normally you've got quite a lot of these guys. These are like the local... This little hut thing here is a Dahan. They're like the humans that live here, that the spirits are kind of... We've got used to them, right? They push their luck a little bit. We had a little bit of a... But now we're okay. But so we do have lots of powers that interact with these, except that we've just got one guy left. One village left. Where did the Dahan shit then? They shit on the Europeans. They use them like great big lumps of toilet paper. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to take this and shut up. All right. We're not even going to use this for a while anyway. Okay, so we definitely want to get our water out, and we want to put this present somewhere. So our spirit's kind of a bit abstract. These little knobbles here, these represent where I've got influence. So we've got cards that only work at 0 range, i.e. where we are. And the map, you'll see, has got 4 different types of terrain, and each of these is like a part of the map. Where should we... We do have this, we've got this now. So this little thing here means that if I've got 2 presents in the same land, I've got what's called a sacred site, which is pretty cool, and I now have a good reason to want one. Pizza time to rub some lurk on me. Baby. That sweet, sweet lurk. Hey, well, enjoy your pizza, man. Oh god, I've not had pizza in ages. I'm trying to be less of a chubby chubs. Trying. This is actually pretty interesting. So this blight is probably getting through, unless we get very lucky off gift. I think we keep the same plan. Maybe we make the sacred site in here. Aegis from here, because this has already got a presence in. This is going to be a 6 plus 5 plus 1, a 12 damage with the quicken, and the Aegis is actually defended with a counterattack. Wow. Though we're probably destroying the city anyway. Even then, it's beyond our Aegis. Or we think about putting a presence somewhere where we would make a sacred site in future. This is still probably the right place to put it. So we've got our reclaim 1. I think we go with our initial idea for the turn, which is a bit of a gambler's tips trick. So we gift Aegis. So we're at the start of the turn now, so we pick one of these growth options, and then we choose what cards we have. I've got 2 here, so I can play 2 cards. I've got a funky card there that lets me play another card. And you get a little star on your collar if you couldn't figure out why that's good. Hasn't always this patronizing? Yeah, I try. So we're going to play this on ourselves, and it does say another. So this is... a lot of people play this with other people. People that are actually sociable do that. I don't do that. And when you're playing with a single spirit, all the powers that you normally have to target another spirit with, you can target yourself. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to play another power card. And I'm going to play this. I guess there's a small chance that this will impact on the Aegis. Tiny, a wafer thin chance. This sacred site also, I've realised now, potentially means that nature's resilience will defend in there. So yeah, thanks for the idea, peas and ants. Interesting. I could be a serpent with serpents. Okay, so... I wonder if the Enticing Splendor does anything for us here. Hey, Panari. Teeming stonks, yeah. Gotta get these fishes out. I'm working on my openings videos at the moment, and I look back at my game against England 6 with River, and it was a weird, like, the first minor power choice, I pick Teeming Stonks over Sky Stretches to Shore. The hell? But it worked out quite well for me in the end, but... So we take a crack at sociability just last week. Yeah, exactly. Look what happened. It was horrifying. Turns out, just monologuing suits me. So, we were kind of hoping that... Okay, we were hoping to hit this threshold. To hit this threshold, we kind of needed a plant earth card. No, we actually just need a plant or an earth. In fact, because we've still got an any, right? Do we still have our any? What's going on, peas and ants? Oh yeah, so water. Yeah, so I actually think getting in one of these plant cards and playing it. Oh no, but then we're short the earth. I mean, in this case, we could just play Guardian Serpents and get a free beast in here. Teeming Elements just so juicy for River. Yes, they are. Lovely, lovely elements. But, I mean, Sky Stretches to Shore elements are even better. I was watching, I was thinking, what the hell? But I was focused on the opening, so I didn't actually look at why I made that decision. Yeah, so if we'd had the dream of the plant earth card, we could have grown this turn. We don't have that dream. We've still got... If we take this card, we don't need to convert this... We don't need to use this option. We might want to keep something in hand, though, anyway. Just keep this in hand for next turn, where we could use it to supplement our defense in here, because we have a sacred site. Not that we need that, because we've got Quicken. Teeming River's got anything to say? We really want that third Earth anyway, and we probably want to pip our any into a plant. Just solar humping around here. Yeah, we don't have any beasts on this board as well. which means that here there be monsters is way less appealing. We don't want to just gamble that a beast gets added by an event. So this is something I'd often favour, but without the beast, with the mostly irrelevant elements. If we pick this, we could just add a beast to one of these just this turn, which is pretty good. Pretty valuable. And it will just give us the earth. Then we can take the plant, which will give us an energy. So I think it probably is serpents. Even though the defender doesn't do anything for us this time. Had to tend to my son, one last shout for the Swedes. Alright. Alright, well you take care. Nice to see you, Jesper. Despite all this blimmin' Swedishness going on. Frankly horrifying. Go Swedes! No Swedes! Go home Swedes, that's what I'm saying. There's old Simon the Serpent here. If you know Serpent well enough, you know that their true name is Simon. Oof, I'm back from lurking. Just finished a session setting on my character card for Fate core session. Pretty wild system. First time doing it. How things looking here, peasant? I see Healthy Island. I upvote. It's actually going alright, Mateus. I feel I've been lucky. We are probably about to have a blighted island. And I'm needless. I had a lovely raid from Argon. So I tried to do a little bit of beginner explaining, which slowed me down a little bit. It's all Argon's fault. So if you're wondering what's going on, we're just in a somewhat convoluted process of blaming Argon. I think we take the serpents and just take the free beast and be happy, right? Yeah. Because, yeah, it's giving us the earth. That's the only earth option. That's the only thing that gets us the city destroy in here that we like. So, yeah, I think we just take it and we just play it. It does cost us an energy, but that's not something we're worried about right now. We do actually have the option of putting the beast in here. This is coastal. If we do get sea monsters, we might rather have a beast in here. This is home. This really is not Sweden. Sorry. We're not trying to associate Blighted Island with me showing up. No, I'd never do that. If anyone's around here is associated with Blighted Island, it's me. Okay? That's pretty much my identity. The old island blighter. So this is not coastal. It looks coastal, but it's not. Beast in here in a mostly empty land. Beast in here. I mean, actually, I think I do prefer the beast in here. Could put it in here, but I prefer it in here. This beast could do stuff in here. Okay, explorers have +1 health. Each beast generates a fear. Good lad. Add. Oh, well, we get a second Dahan. So, no, this extra Dahan here, that's you, Mateus. There you are. You've joined in. Each player removes an explorer or town from a land with presence. I think we remove from this horrible land here. Which makes this way more aegisable. Yeah, yeah. Far more aegisable. Wow, I've even got possible counterattacking here. Okay, but we get to see our Blighted Island card. I guess it's better to see it before, I mean, not that we have decisions here, right? But no, I actually don't know if this is the right order of doing things or if it even matters. Okay, let's see what our Mateus Island card is. Downward Spiral, that's fine. We like Downward Spiral around here. It's because I like to take events into consideration quite often, perhaps to my dismay. Downward Spiral is actually pretty good. Good for us. It's actually kind of good for Serpent in multi-spirit because you don't have to worry so much about this cap. Not that you have to worry about that cap much in solo, but... Okay, Wetland Explore. This land is being all of a problem over here, but actually Aegis Pen, and that's fine. That's fine. Even Well, yeah, it's kind of fine. Aegisable, capable of being defended during ravage by the elemental Aegis card. Yes, exactly. Aegis is weird. Aegis plays with my mind because once I play a game of Serpent for the next like 2 weeks, I just look at a board and go, "Oh, there's all these Aegises." But like when you work in a factory and you dream about conveyor belts, you know. You know how it is. Okay, so we do have Rouses and Anger, and we have a Town Push. They just keep on building flipping cities, don't they? We'll give ourselves this extra energy. 10 damage ravage next turn. 9 damage ravage next turn. Aegis plus Serpents deals with that. Feels very like a bit of a luxury play to use this for defend. But it would be an extra stonk. Would the adverb be Aegisly? I defend this land Aegisly. Yeah, it would, yeah. These humans, they're city builder. I know, right, Tanksy? Hello, Tanksy. Nice to see you. How's the Hammis lifestyle? I'm here being baffled by this scenario. We've actually got to defend here. This is clearly the better city to destroy. We can't destroy this. We're not in this land. Let's stop burning brain juices overthinking this. Hello, hat friend. Yeah. Hat friends. Fellow hat enjoyers. To push this horrible jungle. If we get a blight yoink, we laugh at this horrible jungle. We laugh at it. This is also blighted, yeah. We don't push to wetland. After the city build, what's this? Is a 9. I just crawled out of bed. I got raided here, I guess. Yeah, Argon dropped you here. He dropped you here. It's a bit of crunch time today already. It's felt kind of crunchy. Because this is actually it feels like we got unlucky, but our opening explore was mountain on an already blighted land. We got lucky that we didn't immediately cascade, but felt quite a brutal start. So 11, 15 damage ravage in there, no biggie. If we, this is kind of defendable, right? Right. We are so close to getting to be able to do more than 2 things at a time. What a wonderful thing that will be. So we've got a sacred site in here, but actually this land is the one that will cascade somewhat disastrously. We might even lose this presence. So probably we move or absorb this presence. You bring it to here. This gets defended by the Aegis. This we can defend with Quicken. Can we... This is a nice Quicken defend. Can't stay, get ready for the Noita Summit soon. Hey. Lovely to see you all the same. It is Noita Summit today. I've got Spirit Island based commitments. I've got to raid the Handle Arbor. The fine people at Handle Arbor. How much more broken would Sweden be if it was extra blight for every 6 damage to land? Oh god. I mean, the thing is, you're really heavily disincentivized to stack up Swedes. You know, their furniture stackable, but in game they're not so stackable. I'm just saying Pent in Sands 1. The thing is, if we Pent in Sands 1, we Aegis here, then we lose. In here I guess, I mean, we do have a fear card. Terror level 2 fear card as well. So it'd be Aegising. I mean, probably would be flow. Wait a second. We'd have the Earth. We would be able to accelerate this turn. we'd lose a presence here. Pentquick and Aegis. How are we playing 3 cards? Is there some secret trick that I've can't flow without playing it? Yeah, it's such a funny spirit. You kind of both can and can't do a lot. I think we do whatever lets us accelerate, because if we can accelerate to 6-4, then we can do a lot, right? It's a complicated game. I always, you know, if I was capable of physically taking my hat off my head, which I'm not, I would take my hat off to people that can actually follow a game of Spirit Island on a stream. It's an impressive skill that I kind of can follow a game of Spirit Island. The thing is, most people play Spirit Island faster than I do as well. So by the time I've like understood a situation, thanks for the flap redeem, they've then moved on to a new situation. I think if I purely focus on a game from the start, I'm okay. Well, I'm a busy peasant, you know. I've got to make all these thumbnails for YouTube. I've got to flap my hands around. But yeah, thanks for the flap redeem. Keeping my hands in tip-top esports condition. This game is so hard, actually understandable to say I don't know how to play this game. Yeah, it is hard. I'd say it's harder than it looks. Now, you look at it. Look at this board. There's barely anything going on here. Nothing. It's like a blank canvas. So of course this is a so the Aegis is non-negotiable, right? We don't want to gamble on the beast dealing with this. We're definitely Aegising. If we flow Aegis, I feel like flow Aegis Pen or flow Aegis Quicken is the best. Now flow Aegis Calamity should pretty much guarantee we get this, and maybe we get this as well. Either way, we need to reclaim our cards, because this is only one of those cards, and we need 3 of our cards. So we are reclaiming. And we do move our presence. Another approach to this situation is to just completely vacate this land and get even more Absorb Essence going. The Absorb Essence has... The trouble with the Absorb Essence is not helping defend one of these. We need this Sacred Site. Damn it, I've kind of lost where I was. If we go Pent, if we flow Pent Aegis from here. Oh yeah, I can't place presence there, I have to relocate. If we Pent in here, then all we need is 4 defend, which we will get from our Aegis, and then we've just got this problem land here. But we don't have the luxury of being able to absorb the other presence. We will lose this presence in the Blighted Island effect from Downward Spiral. Depth matches the complexity nicely, though. I have a poor opinion of games where the complexity outpaces the strategy. Yeah, me too. I think it's like when you just pick up the game and learn it. I'm not just, you know, being mean about Mage Knight. It's actually felt pretty easy to just pick up and learn. Now, it does get more complicated when you add stuff, right? Yeah, I think we want this presence here. So, of course, we no longer have a Sacred Site. We could remake the Sacred Site. Okay. Hey, Esrak, nice to see you. Came with the raid. Yeah, Argon dropped a load of people here. Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, what is all this? What are all these little knobbles here? What's all this? What's all that? What are these cards? Who's this clown in the corner? It's got back from yard sales. Did you find anything good? Did you find things that were criminally underpriced? So underpriced that you either felt guilty about buying them at that price or felt really good because you know, you're not the kind to find guilty. Got a John Lennon Imagine single, paid $1. Super guilty. The thing with things like yard sales, right? Like my gran, she sold my bicycle when I was a kid. It's like, that was my bicycle. I sold my bicycle. I need that for like riding it around, like kids ride their bicycles. That's the thing with yard sales. Half the stuff there is probably just, you know, not even theirs to sell. Bastards. Yeah. Oh, okay. The other thing to think about. Actually, how far is this undone? Oh god, it's undone right back to here. I think I'm not going to revise this decision. I just want it to undo because I think I realise now that I might need to relocate this presence ideally rather than one of these, because I think this cascade here probably would be better to go into this land rather than from here to somewhere else. Always hoping to find grand selling someone's perfectly preserved SNES collection. Oh god. Selling my SNES stuff to the shop where I bought my N64 is one of my like not actually bad stuff happening regrets. So, oh god, I saw those super cool SNES games for like £3 each. I mean, £3 was worth a lot back then. You could buy a house for £4. Just flexing my boomer status here. So I think we rescue this presence. If this cascades, we put the cascade in here. Of course, we've got coastal lands out of the way and sands out of the way. Sands is always a problem, but this is relatively easy to defend. So yeah, I think we relocate from here. Yeah, we relocate from there. Could even make a super sacred in here. That always makes me happy. Super sacred. It's not just a little bit sacred. It's still sacred even when you smear it with European filth. Just realised how gammony that sounds. Oh dear. God damn it, this cascade feels just so unnecessary. 5 defend, 10 excess. No, the trouble with... Yeah, okay. So I think we are flow pen Aegis. All right. Yes. So we are letting this land go. I do wonder about keeping this sacred site here. Why the hell does that seem like a good idea to me? Why do I want a sacred site there? Really, I should be thinking more about going in here to maybe destroy this town. Destroy the city they're building here this turn. Actually. Especially as we're not adjacent to here, we can't just grow into here with Serpent Wax and Power Mark II. Just looked up the record value, it's $4. I feel less guilty now. Oh, that's good. Glad to hear it. I guess the trick with not feeling guilty about yard sales is just to go to extremely wealthy areas for them. But then I guess they don't have yard sales because they don't need money. God, there's no way out of it. Your only way of winning at yard sales is just to only buy things that aren't really worth anything. Okay, so we'll gift of flowing power to get our Aegis that will get us our 3rd Earth because it's on the card. And we will any for the 2nd plant we need. So that will give us acceleration, and it means that we'll expand to either of these this turn, probably the 4. And we'll also be able to expand to the 6 or 5 next turn. We probably want to expand to both rather than going all plays, because we just don't have the hand of cards. We still got Gift of the Deeps though. We could squeak that in a few times. God, that'll feel good. I really like car boot sales. Do you have those in the States? Is that a thing you guys do? Here in the UK, we have car boot fairs where people drive to a field and they sell things off these horrible little tables, and you get these people that are like they cuddle around the cars when people are trying to unload. They have like their elbows like this trying to get the bargains. In Canada, no car boot sales though. Well, you're missing out. Okay, so we do Aegis here. We got the 2 moons, so our any goes here, which gives us. We do get the growth, which is big. It's big growth. Some things called flea markets. Never heard of such a thing. Yeah, right. This is a staple of. This is one of the best things about my idiotic homeland, is car boot fairs. Flea markets, yeah, we have flea markets here as well. Yeah, that's professionals. Car boots are mostly people that they've just taken all their children's stuff. So here's standard British life. Estrange yourself from your children, take all their possessions to a car boot sale and sell it for like 50 pence. I'm exaggerating somewhat. My homeland is not that dysfunctional. Just somewhat dysfunctional. Ooh, we're even going to have a disease. The best thing about this is we're even going to have a disease lying around. Isn't that wonderful? Oh god, I just need to quickly check that I've administered this correctly. Because we need to just make sure that it does add the strife to 2 different towns and not to the same one. It's a local community that has annual yard sale, usually 100 to 200 houses that all do the same weekend in a walkable area. More yards and garage sales here. Interesting. I guess you're just more individualistic. Whereas here it's like, yeah, you go to a field. Here we like to exclude people that can't drive, but in a different way. Our alcoholics and drug addicts take their children's bloggers to the pawn shop. Yeah, we have pawn shops as well. We've got all of the things here. We just losing this presence in here and being a blight. Where do we want to lose this from? I think I like the idea of keeping this presence up here in Wetland 3. Don't need to waste gas either. One thing we like to do is waste gas. Hey, we've all got to have hobbies. Yeah, so we're cascade. Oh, but we're not cascading from here. Because this is defended. This cascade is actually irrelevant. Okay, another small error. I'm not going to undo it, otherwise I'll never learn. Also certain flea markets for people that are trying to make it a business. Okay, yeah. So we've thrown away a presence there. I'm not undoing that. It's too far. Too much undoing. Invaders do +1 damage per land. I think we're okay from this. There's a guy I work with who's got one of those fancy tuner Subarus who just braps around town. I have no idea what that means. A tuner Subaru. Works from home, gets his groceries delivered, only drives. Oh, he just drives around. I have to admit, I only learned to drive fairly recently, as in a couple of years ago. Driving's really fun. Okay, so we get to gather some Dahan. The nice thing about that is you can actually rescue these Dahan that were about to just get murdered. They're about to just get murdered. So, and we can actually put them to good use on this counterattack. So we'll bring them in there. When I lived in Florida, my neighbor would sit in his truck in his driveway with the car on for hours. Really? Wow, that's psychotic. Okay, we do get to do a damage. We'll pip one of these towns to maximize fear gain on this counter ravage. Okay, so we've got a good news ravage, no blight. We've got a very good news ravage in here, thanks to the assistant from the fear card. Thanks, fear card. Is the extra damage a problem in land 6? Probably. 5, 8, 9. No, it's not. Well, thanks for the flat redeem. Psychotic, aka normal Florida stuff. Yeah, I did look up how efficient just running your engine for a heater was compared to a diesel heater, and I was kind of hoping that it would be like, oh, it's just as efficient. Don't worry about it. But actually, it's just terribly inefficient to run your engine for heating. Sometimes knowledge comes at a great price. It wasn't going to blight, was it? It was going to blight. It was definitely going to blight. This was we remember Toad Rage, we're against Sweden. So this city does 5, the town does 3, and the Explorer does 1. So it was a 9 damage ravage that became a 10 damage ravage. What I was worried about is that if it become an 11 damage ravage, it would have been 2 blight instead of 1. Yeah, it's easy to forget, honestly. Effing Swedes. These flipping Swedes. Come around here with their extra damage. Okay, we've got Waking Power to do, and we've got a bit of Rousing Anger. Yeah, okay, so I can see a few ways that I could have played this better. For example, miscalculating this out, but I refused to undo it. So we would have had another presence here. Okay, so we do have Rouse and Anger, and we've got how many? So we've got a City Destroy and a Town Push. We could trivialize this Ravage, or we could make this actually potentially defendable. So we could take this horrific 10 plus 6 plus 3, this 19 damage Ravage, and we could reduce it by 8 to an 11 damage Ravage. Bearing in mind, though, we are about to go to 4 plays. That's the thing to remember. So with 4 plays, we'll be in a position, there's no blight in here. We could actually move one of these presents into here and make a Sacred Site and play Quicken relatively easily. Effing Swede says Trap Ping, Hovel Tournament Champion / Genius, also a Swede. Oh, and in addition, we could just put presents in there now. Might be is there a world where we don't reclaim next turn for the sake of maybe grabbing another major? Possibly there is. So this 5, 8, 10 damage Ravage then becomes completely coverable with an Aegis if we have a presence. So we need a presence in here and a Sacred Site in here. So we'd kind of need to start setting that up now. Oh, this is actually a really good, this is like the best possible stage 3 card for us to get right now. Because this is, we've only got a single jungle and we've only got 2 wetlands. So I think we Waken Power into one of these lands. This land has a blight, which means it's harder for us to put in generally. So I'm going to go with that on principle. I'm just going to shut down the piezo thought process right there. There's a limit to how much thinking is healthy. So we've got the City Destroy, the Town Push, which takes us down to 2 damage. Aegis from here defends that easily. Aegis contributes 5 to this. Oh, that's not enough, Peasant. The nice thing about this is it means that the Aegis does just take care of this completely. But we're going to have multiple things we can throw at this spot. We could even Guardian Serpents and Struggles. Bearing in mind that we are about to have energy and plays. So yeah, I think I go with this. which incidentally does get us a second fear card. Okay, so they're about to build a city in here this turn. So this is probably where we use our slow powers next turn. So we're going to do what we did here, but in here next turn, which will take this down to a 9 damage ravage, which is bearable, especially if it's only in one land. A bit tempted to buy Rogue Legacy 2, relive my first roguey. Flat Eyes is enjoying it, and Flat Eyes, it's very hard to please Flat Eyes. But, you know, very hard. So I think we push in with this beast. Let's not be too ridiculous in here. Especially in a world where there are 2 Dahan on the map, so we can't just pile Dahan in here for a counter. Yeah, I never really got on with Rogue Legacy. That's my sad face, by the way. That kind of... It's not easy trying to convey emotion. So we are at 4 plays. We've got the choice of going to 6 or going to 5. Now, interestingly, we've got a 4 energy option as well. We need the Aegis for in here. The benefit, okay, the potential benefit of not full reclaiming is that it means that we could go to 5 plays and play an additional card. The downside, of course, is I won't have a Sacred Site in there, and I can make a Sacred Site with the reclaim, which was the original plan. Might be wrong. I put the presence in here thinking I wasn't going to do this. The benefit of skipping the reclaim is we can just grab this energy, which would mean we could get the second reclaim 1 and have 8 energy to play with this turn instead of only 5. Now, we don't have anything that expensive, except we kind of do. We've got this, and we definitely want to squeak that in if we can. Serpent's Fear Generation is just awesome solo, yeah. Fear Generation is so satisfying, Sigil Spirit. It's weird because I've been playing more Double Spirit on stream and off stream. And yeah, your fear generation is so much less kind of satisfying. Your individual fear cards can kind of do a lot more because you're less likely to get a complete dud of a fear card in multi-spirit. Or it feels like that anyway. Because if you've got a weak fear card, if you put both the effects on the same board, it can be useful. So actually I think I hope I don't have to undo too far. Yeah, it's the Wakes in Power decision that I want to change. Yeah. So I'm going to Wake in Power in here. I think that's just actually just quite a significantly better play. Because it's going to mean we could afford to do all of these things next turn. Ah, the disadvantage is the lack of Aegis. Because we're not in here. And we're not moving our presence. That's the disadvantage. Okay. Glad we know now. Stacking the effect can be useful, says Bacon. You played the match too. You've played through it. How did yours go? Did you win? Did you win? So we could just use Pen. If we Pen, then we're looking at a 6 damage ravage, which the Aegis will take care of. So instead of making the Sacred Site here, we use Pen. Okay, it's still fine. So we'll still put the presence back in here. Yeah, okay. Oh no, oh god damn it. God damn it, peas and ants. Sorry about this. We put the presents in there. We rouse an anger in here. It's all coming together. This went all on reclaiming every turn, every. Yeah, I think it's a good way. It's a strong way to play. I can see why people don't do it for variety. Because essentially, if you alternate, if you just reclaim place, absorbing and aegising all the time, it's strong, but it's pretty. I could see why you'd, want to do different things. Okay, so we don't reclaim this turn because we will actually be able to reclaim 2 cards anyway. I guess we won't get to flow, but we don't need to flow so much. So we can do this, and we can place the presence and get our 5th play. Especially nice when you have 2 growth picks. Yeah, the 2. I feel like the spirit design on the 2 growth picks is really so freeing. Especially when you look at some of the spirits that've got like a really rancid reclaim. You're just like, oh. Oh, you poor thing, you poor wee darling. I mean, we are foregoing. I probably should do the maths on this. This is far from 1. Still end up with 4 interesting mages. Nice. Very nice. So we are penting in here. And we need both of these. We're not flowing. So we pent, we aegis. We gift. We serpents, we quicken. Yeah, I think we do push the 5 plays. We push the 5 plays because why? Because we do. Though if we go this way, we can actually get this any element. I'm not sure I've got the brain power to calculate that out right now. So I'm not going to. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to put a risky presence down. So I think I might just put another presence here so that I can move it over here later. We're definitely going to probably do a full reclaim next turn. This should be a very safe presence. Poor shadows reclaim. Just poor shadows. Okay, so we reclaim Aegis and Pent. And we play all the cards that were ever printed. Well, we play this subsection of them. So if in an ideal world we'll get to this, we should get to this with 5 plays and relatively useful cards. Gift, I think we want to play anyway just to get a few more minor powers in our arsenal. And maybe even to really crank the fear with going with the Moon Earth on that. In fact, we might be in a position to... Are we in a position to use Serpent Rousers this turn? It won't do a whole hell of a lot of damage, and we actually have the energy to trigger it. It's 5, 6, 6. It's so rare that I trigger it that I don't just know those numbers. 5, 6, 6. We're getting there. But yeah, don't have the energy. Indomitable, Fire and Flood, Sweep of the Sea, and Blazing. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. Element-wise, also pretty friendly. So we've got our Annie. I think we do want to make sure that we get the extra presence place. The Quicken actually doesn't do anything unless it gets us another unit of Moon Earth. The Guardian Service does get us a stonk somewhere, which we value. Yeah, I think we just play everything. This is costing us... This actually is not costing us energy. It is costing us a presence, though. We have a Blighted Island. And we have... the Blighted Iron card that it does eat that eats our presence. And we don't have any, well, much more presence to place, but I don't think we worry about that. Okay. So if we can get 2 more plants, then we get a free major power. If we get 1 more moon off gift, then we actually gain 6 fear in the slow phase with Serpent Rousers, which is pretty cool. You need 7 energy left over to trigger. Yeah, I know. I mentioned that. I already mentioned that, dude. Okay. So The bit of information that's hidden is what we get from Gift of Primordial Deeps. And what I'm aiming for really is something that's kind of guaranteed, because I can just choose this. But let's just see what minor power we get given. So the additional moon is the thing we really value. And I mean, wow, we could get a third to hard. We could finally get a third to hard. What a glorious day to be me. We could turn this town into a to hard. I mean, this is probably not the right move. The portents is probably just better, but we do have a sacred site. We've got a sacred site, and probably we will use... This is probably as good a spot as any to use all this damage in here. So we should have the 3 fear. Yeah, so the additional fear from the destruction. I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Cool Dahan Ways is going to cost us an energy. Do we care about that? We might actually care about that, even though we are going to hopefully get to 6. You know, we've got quite an expensive standard turn there. We'll get some energy back from Essence though. So I think we take the fear card. Yeah, we take the fear card. Okay, and we also take the plant. So the plant means we get the presence placement. And we are absorbing the essence, so we want to do that first before we... Oh no, we'll do this first. How many other cards do we have that care about sacred sites? This does nominally care about sacred sites. Where do we want to put a beast? So beasts we think about from the point of view of future pence, I suppose. We can really wreck some face in here. We can destroy the town, destroy the... one of the cities, push all the towns. Can't fully clear it. So actually, I don't think we care about putting a beast in there. We can't put a beast in there, so I think we just put it maybe in this land. This is looking like a very nice pent-up, clear kind of land. So put a beast in there. And we no longer care about sacred sites, so we could just absorb this from here. I think we like our other presence where it is. So if we finally do this damage is 1 in every land where X is the number of presence you have, E or adjacent. So this has the fewest adjacencies. So if we were thinking about this rousing in anger, this is the least good, the least arousing land. So we eat that presence. We give ourselves a 3rd plant. So that means that we're going to gain a major power in the slow phase. Wonderful. So we Aegis, and we pen in here, add a load of tokens. So we strife a city. We strife another city. Quick sanity check. This is a 9 damage remainder, so yeah, we strife one of the towns. Downward Spiral loses a presence. Again, I think we lose the presence with least adjacency. Yeah, we smash this land. We smash this land this turn. We lose this presence. Well, I didn't know you could click the eye symbol, select the token to add strife. Yeah, it took me a while to learn that. I do occasionally try the 3D mode, but it just doesn't agree with me. It's like I can't see the board or something. It's really weird. Okay, overcrowded cities. On each board with cities, add a blight to a land with cities. We can prevent it by destroying 2 presence. That's a lot of our 3 presence that you want us to destroy. So, quick sanity check. So we've got a 6 damage on a 6 here with no damage boost. So I think we add a blight in here. I sometimes want to call blight Enids from Eden Blighten. It's not right. Definitely on 2D classic mode. Yeah, it is weird how it's like I visually can't pass the 3D mode, and I can't really understand it. But yeah, it is a helpful thing to know about the app. I never use these because I don't want to get in the habit of using the, hey, these places are blighting this turn thing. I'd rather be able to take in the board. Now, I don't always succeed at taking the board, but I'd rather work towards that. So we could add a blight here in wetland, or we could add a blight here in this city, here in this mountain, mountain 9. I feel like my instinct is that a wetland blight is easier to clean up. I don't think I've got any basis for that. Just generally, it's just generally easier to clean up wetland blight. But I don't. Yeah, I think we just add the blight. You can't understand it either. Bacon prefers a 3D. I'm glad that there's both. Interestingly, I know that not the only dev, but Migrant P, who's one of the devs of this, apparently advocated very hard for 2D classic mode. But then they don't use it themselves, really. They prefer 3D. Because I'm not sure I'd even want to play this in 3D mode. That's how extreme it is. I am a bit weird, though. Okay, invaders do not build where Dahan outnumber buildings. I don't have to make any decisions about that. I've got no Dahan movement. Each player removes an explorer in a town from a land with beasts or an explorer from a land adjacent to beasts. Remove a town from this mountain, which is, I'm pretty up for that. Easier for Keeper to clean in the wetlands. Yeah, it is easier for Keeper. Everything's easier for Keeper. We don't have a single explorer that's worth removing anyway, do we? No. Removing this town makes this very, very aegisable. Removing this explorer in the town doesn't actually make much difference to anything. So I'm going to remove this town from here. Is that faulty logic? Possibly. Okay. Now we get this gift from the Invader deck. Thank you, Invader deck. Thanks. Thanks for helping. Oh, now you get your sands out. We've only got 3 presents on the island. Okay, so we do get to... I don't think there's any reason to change our mind on this decision. I think this is just the correct thing to do. We're going to gain so much fear from this. It's going to be pretty great. And then we also get to do this. I need a bio break. I don't want to rush this decision. I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to mute and leave the screen up. I'll be less than a minute. Well, hello there. Hello there, Your Royal Highness. Nice to see you. And he's gone! Let chaos raid. No, there'll be no chaos here. Only happiness. I guess we wake in power first, right? This is the new information. This is not telling us anything new. We might want to change course. No, we almost certainly don't. Okay, so we wake in power. We're going to gain an energy. We're going to get to place of presence. We're going to get to gain a major power. You started Buttspot. Butt Chaos. What's in Scotland? Trees? Red squirrels? Lochs, which are like lakes, but Scottish. I've got family in Scotland as well. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to see any of them. I'm not sure if they'll understand the fact that I literally do not go in people's homes anymore. Just giving that up. So, you know. But yeah, so that's what Scotland's got. Okay, we're destroying one of these cities. We're pushing out all the towns. There's going to be... What's going to be left? A city and an explorer, which is 6 damage. We can just straight up Aegis that. It's not the safest Aegis in the world, so we might want to over-defend in there anyway. We might want to make a sacred site in here. This in here might need another pen. If we are going to be reclaiming this next turn anyway. All our cards have pretty much played. So I think we could put a presence in here so that we can have a sacred site in here. And maybe... Oh, this is so much damage though. This is a 20 damage ravage in here. Ah, that's a lot. Where'd you play board games with friends then? I just don't anymore. Is the fact. Just don't. I've got a friend who entertained the idea of playing games outside of me, but I think they got too cold. I would have thought, given that they're an actual surgeon, that they would know when they were getting too cold, especially at their own home. But I think they got too cold, and that was the end of that, which is unfortunate because that was fun. Fun fact: lock is German for hole. That is a fun fact. Sea monster will generate a bunch of fear if you visit it. Certainly will. Okay, so this is a 20 damage ravage. If you were to Serpent, now we might want to do this. I know that stacking things like this is generally terrible, but we'll get the elephants, these elements here. So if we stack Struggles, Serpents, Aegis, we actually will defend that, which means we could use Pent Up for actual damage somewhere. Can you imagine that? A world where we do some actual damage? Wouldn't that be fancy? Actual damage. Where do we actually have spirit tokens? Not really well distributed. We've got one here that prevents the city build, which is pretty valuable. Yes, I think I'm going to put in this in here. This is also a ravage we can't afford to let happen. So it's not just a matter of this is worth over defending, as is this really. Okay. Hannes also claiming skeleton status. Okay, land. This is intriguing. Land Thrashers, of course, has the perfect elements for us waking up and getting angry. Has the moon, fire, mountain. We've got 6 energy now apparently. We'll have 12 energy. We might be able to afford to do this if we have a relatively cheap turn. If you know that almost all of our cards actually cost energy. Power Storm's just sitting there looking menacing. Power Storm is ridiculous, as we saw yesterday. Power Storm and Calamity is a lot of potential damage. Can we easily threshold Power Storm is the other secret question. That's an air. The threshold on Power Storm means we can do it 3 times. I mean, so we could double gifts, we could do all sorts of nonsense. We could even repeat our gifts to give us just extra elements for the sake of it. I mean, I know in this case we could just play the card instead. Power Storming Pen is so fun. I'd like to see a major with a tiered threshold like an innate. Ooh, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Oh, and Hannah's redeemed for a top tip. So, everybody, prepare your ears for wisdom straight from 90s England. Okay, here's one from Mrs. J. Crooks of Grantham. You can freeze loaves of bread and then sculpt them into animal shapes using a hammer and a chisel. Once they're thawed, hey presto, tasty animal bread zoo figures for the kids. So yeah, thank you, Hannes. Thanks for sponsoring this important and useful bit of information. And thank you, Viz, for not suing me for stealing your jokes from the 90s. You'd like the tip to go? Oh, God. And the flap redeem as well. Okay, so Land Thrash is also just pretty good. Someone's put Blight all over this island. Has perfect elements. Has perfect elements, but in this weird situation where we have gift to something we can power storm, that's potentially giving us elements as well. Also, we could potentially power storm gift of flowing power to play just every card that's ever been printed / in our deck. We'd get our third heir from one of our ennies. Well, that's me then. Back to Diablo 2. Have a nice weekend, and you, Hannah. It's always nice to see you. I caught a fleeting bit of DJ Parson. These days his streams are so short that by the time I've noticed that he's streaming, he's off again. Cheeky little DJ P. Cheeky. That's where me and Hannah's swords first crossed. Okay. Bacon likes Power Storm here. I mean, it's probably the right move, but I feel like I owe it to Land Thrashes to check it out. Good God, this is 2.5 hours. I did not expect this to take this long. I guess that's the thing with Thematic. It really throws you out of your comfort zone. We actually somehow don't have doubled up blight anywhere. How the hell did that happen? I mean, I'm happy. So with the sand and wetland stuff happening, it feels like Land Thrashes just isn't doing enough to really justify it. Power Storm means this ridiculousness. Like, if we do just repeat power, the most straight up pent we can do, which is to just add 4 tokens and then repeat it and remove 4 tokens, that's just 4 fear and 12 damage. Pretty much anywhere we want on the board. Not only that, but there'd still be a disease left behind. If anything survives, it would also be strifed. And we could use that on some of these horrible lands here. So we could even just Aegis in this land and just slap this with a double pen. And the other thing is, we can repeat our other cards for even more power. Solar Spirit would be quick, he said. Hey. Quicker. I wasn't chatting, it was over 1.5 hours. I mean, I love Thematic for that reason, that it does just shift everything and make it weird. Can you over-explain that joke for me? Oh god. It was a joke? More power. The joke. Okay, there are a few possible jokes. If it's a joke about my inability to play this game quickly, that's the joke. I'm just unable to play this game quickly. Okay, the Power Storm, to get the 3 air we need, the sun, and do we have the sun? Yeah, we've got the sun on Portents. We've got the fire on our tracks, so all we need to do is commit 1 any. We've got another any as well over here. 1 any to air to then repeat some, like lots of these are very repeatable. Even just the fear card is repeatable, but gift is very repeatable. Extra stonks with serpents is kind of interesting as well. In fact, we could even preload a couple of stonks. By stonks, I mean beasts. Crikey, Ergot. Solar Spirit will be quicker joke. Oh yeah, I did think, hey, it'll be easier to gauge the length of a stream. I was thinking, oh yeah, I could just play 3 quick solo games. And then I inexplicably found myself playing solo Serpent against Sweden. On Thematic. Urgot actually sounding like a character from Viz with their joke there. Very funny, Urgot. Very funny. We take pass on. It's also the most fun. And we don't have to forget anything either. Okay, so we rouse an anger. I think we rouse an anger in here. We do lots of destroying things. We push into this mountain. Into this meow. It would be quite funny if we just won on this sphere now, right? After all that thinking. And I don't deliberately do this, but there is part of me that tries... It's not like I try not to give away when I think I've won. I'm just very wary of saying, hey, I've won. But let's look at this. We actually need 3 fear cards and then 1 more fear. So we need a total of 13 fear, which we might be able to just do in the fast phase. That's possible with all this nonsense going on. And it is nonsense. We need a sacred site for the pawns, which is probably essential to a fast phase win here. Our ravage is also kind of okay. Did you have scapegoats this game? No, we've been using a lot of pent-up calamity, and it's been interesting because of the elements on it. We've been able to kind of do a version of the tips trick, which is to get an early presence out with Snake, which for me is huge. Apparently at high level you don't even need to do that, but this casual level, that early presence placement feels very good. Solo playthroughs also plays Mage Knight, says maybe the most epic game he plays, but Sriracha is still his favourite for theming. Do you recommend Mage Knight? I personally, I think, okay, I wish, in a world where you were like, hey, you can either have Mage Knight Ultimate Edition or you can have Spirit Island with all expansions. I think what I would advise, I would say, get Mage Knight first, enjoy it, because I think there's a great game there. And then, after a year, maybe 2 years, then get Spirit Island. That's my advice. Because I have both, and I struggle to get Mage Knight to the table. But I think it probably is a great game, but for me it sits in a very similar just like playing, just trying to keep all the rules in my head. Now, I've not played it enough that the rules come easily. Bacon usually ruins the end. I was going to zip it this time. Yeah, well, I thought I'd try and ruin your effort not to ruin the end. Okay, why are we looking in here? Because it wants me to reclaim, but we're reclaiming all anyway. So, we rearrange. We need a sacred site for pawns. That's the thing. We also, in case we don't win, we need this presence here for Aegis. This presence here is also adjacent to these. So I think we'll take this mountain presence that's not doing anything. We'll put it in here. It's also, this is a blighted land, so we can't just put a presence in there. This any element, we're just gonna take it. We're just gonna take it, Jim. So if we win in the fast phase, then that's, you know, I think once you start playing with events, winning in the fast phase becomes way more, you know, more of a premium. Repeating points or pent, both, because we can get threshold on Power Storm pretty easily. We need to work a little bit at it, but not much. We need to play pawns or guardians to get the sun, and then all we need to do is use one of our any's for an air. And now we've got the repeat on Power Storm. So repeating Pen also with Threshold and this. So that's 6 fear, and we will be able to, if we target the Pent land with the Portents land first, that's 6 fear from this, and then a lot of fear from this. So I think it's good. Double stonks, double Pent, that's also an option. Yeah, we could stonk in there first. Why not? With Serpent, we do what we want. You'd think its estate would be reset after the reclaim. All. Why is only Portents blinking? Oh yeah, it does. I feel like I have been noticing some slight oddities with reclaim with the reclaim 1 options off stream. Thankfully not on stream because it was a bit frustrating. Yeah, so I think this is enough. So we can get 3 fear from this and do it twice, and then we can get a load of fear from this and this. But it's more fun to play. This is just fine. We're just fine. I want to play all the cards. Yeah, this is a win. I am now overconfident. So we've power stormed on ourselves, and we can repeat 3 cards. So we Portents in here once. Add 2 for fun, then put them back. No hibernation. No retirement for these hard-working creatures. Wow, it could even flow twice. That's kind of intriguing. Let's just do this, eh? And then we can do this once and add, and then do it again and remove. And yeah, we can. I think we can clear that land. I think this is done. A sleeper has awoken, finally. Serpent Sweden speedrun. It was pretty quick. Very, very quick. Okay, so we've got 20 minutes until Handelabra. The Krizak Haderach is here. We've got 20 minutes till Handelabra start their regular Spirit Island Saturday stream. So, I think what I'm going to do is a beginner... do we actually have any Spirit Island beginners here? We might do. I don't know if anyone from the raid is still here. We return our beasts just so we know they're safe. So we can give them pats. So what I'm proposing is something that I'm thinking about doing as a new video feature. And I have tried making these. It's a bit tricky. I'm going to need to practice this a little bit. And I'm going to practice it now. Second wave. Yeah, I'm just going to... That first one took, you know, 2 3/4 hours. I'm just going to knock out another one. Actually, we've got 24 minutes. I might be able to do a couple of these. So what I'm proposing is a beginner-friendly, fast, zero difficulty playthrough. Second wave of 2 surviving Dahan. Prangs Prussia 6. Okay, last time we were in this position, because I did this last week or the week before, I don't understand time. I ended up going over length and then raiding like half an hour in, so I don't want to do that this time. Fangs, no reclaim, no presence. That sounds horrifying. Doesn't sound like it's going to take me 24 minutes. I kind of want to do a run that takes me 24 minutes, so I'm going to do a beginner-friendly Piezo speedrun, and this could be terrible. And this is kind of aimed at newer players, and no one I see in chat classes as a newer player. Wildfire zero difficulty, I will not be able to do that quickly. So, this is like a possible new zero difficulty series I'm thinking of doing, which is just a very fast playthrough, but explaining stuff beginner friendly. How about difficulty 2, so beginners see escalation? Yeah, right. All right. But yeah, this is a bit of an odd one. 20 minutes is a bit... I think for most of the kind of playthroughs that I normally do, it's too long. Okay, so Prussia 2, beginner-friendly, quick playthrough. See if I can do it. No one does a speed run. Hey, Poultry Speaker, welcome on in. I mean, BFL... Oh, I've got to pretend I can't read your name. Befoul 3. Okay, so it's quick. It's beginner-friendly advice. Prussia 1. Oh yeah, I guess Prussia 1's enough to the... So... Yeah, so this is something I'm thinking about doing a new series. Why? Because there'd be short YouTube videos that are useful for beginners, right? And there's kind of a full playthrough to say, like, hey, here's a demonstration of a game that's not lightning quick, and you learn something. I don't know. It's an idea. 80% abuse all the glitches. Yeah, there are so many. All right, speedrun. It's not a speedrun. Okay, we are River. River opens in a very nice way. Look at that. The panting, the speedrun, wetland explore. We definitely want to wash away from here. And so, turn 1. We like to do this. We like the double presence place. We love the double presence place. We want to be in with Dahan. Oh my god, speedrun. So bad at speedrunning. Okay, this is typical. You like these. In multi-spirit, you might want to stick in Boon of Vigor for a teammate. They'll appreciate it. They'll be thrilled. They'll be like, wow, we got kind of... This is okay. All right, we might want to change direction and wash away from here instead. But no, what we're going to do is this. We're going to push... We're going to push to the coast. We're going to push to here. Let's chain these, because I want to show off how you can chain these pushes. Wow. So this is going to be one of our Deathlands. This is going to be another. Great. Oh god, I'm also trying to speedrun with events on, by the way. Why did I not drag in there? I don't know. I don't know. It seemed like a good idea at the time. We can just replace that presence. Okay, again, standard opening. We get to reclaim one. We want a sacred site down here. So we'll make it down here. Why? Because then we can target anywhere on the board. We can easily replace this later on if we want to. We just play all these cards. We don't think here. We play all three of these and get the second tier of massive flooding. Wow. Boon of Vigor on ourselves because we don't have a teammate. We're just not into that. Let's prevent a city build. This is so quick. I think seeing escalations are good while learning. Seeing events at speed are horrible. And in our land, replace an explorer with a town. And a push from a land with Dahan. So this is our coastal, this is our death land. We'll just pile in here. And this is the idea that we are making... Oh, this is a gift from the event deck. We'll push in here to prevent this build. And we get a bad news ravage in here. It's fine. Don't worry about it, new players. This was my proposed place to hit with top tier of my innate. So we may lose a presence here as well, but that's fine. This is too much damage for a messy counter in there. We don't have a useful presence. Let's just do this here for the energy. And I'm trying to go quickly if you're wondering what the hell's going on. We do have... Oh, we could just rearrange all of this and push everything into here. Let's keep the iron slightly cleaner. And it... Let's make our inland... No, I will undo that. That's just me not using the UI properly. We'll gain ourselves a little extra fear in here and we'll pile people up in here instead. Why not? Why not? Because it's actually better to put them in here. Oh god, I'm going too quickly. If you take boon over bounty and multi, you can't afford flash turn 2. It is true. You've got to watch out for that. Okay, we can reclaim here. We've actually got no troublesome ravages, so I actually quite like pushing in this situation. Because once you get to 4 plays, you can play all your start cards and laugh at your opponents. Element-wise, these aren't great. Utility-wise, these also aren't great. These are horrible. Enticing Splendor is a wonderful little card, and it has at least one element that we like. So I think I'm going to pick it. It does also let us rearrange our Dahan, which we might want to do. Dubious, except we don't want to use it this turn. Okay, but we definitely want to get to 4 plays, and we do want to replace this at some point. Let's just do it now. Let's reclaim something from the bin. We didn't gain a defend card. We've got nothing useful to entice over there. So maybe... We didn't have the option of a water card. Flash Floods doesn't do a lot for us in there. We're doing okay for energy, but let's just grab... If in doubt, always bounty. Speedrun. No time for crunch, just play. Yeah, something like that. We can at least bring some Dahan over here. I don't know why. Don't know why I'd want to do that. Okay, we get to push some explorers. Candy defense, distant hunt. Yeah, events are horrible for speedrunning. Or going fast. So we push from here. Let's push into here. This guy will die in the ravage. One of these guys wants to be pushed. Let's not push into the build. We'll push them in there. And then we get to rearrange a beast, and they will do a damage. We'll just leave this. We'll just leave this alone. We'll just kill this guy because we don't have our innate push. I just read your comment, but I didn't have time to read it out. So I was too busy speedrunning. Okay, coastal lands is interesting. We bounty. I want to bring these guys over here, and I can't tell you why, because I don't know why. When you're placing your presence as River, you will mainly think about River's bouncy, but if you're playing this fast, at this blazing pace, you just don't have time for those kinds of decisions. This is the only card with water on. Crisp Biters is pretty good. We like Crisp Biters as River, but we don't like it as much as having another water card, I don't think. We need to wait to... we need to be at 5 plays for this to be even remotely playable. So we grab the grasp for now. And we can just play all of our start cards in order to clear this land after the build. Or this land. It is a slow thing. So we'll be able to decide afterwards. If we choose this, we can actually just wait. But this is going to cascade with more effect. So I think we just squeak these out. And wash away means we can push some of this stuff into there. Leave this for a messy counter. Pip this. Yeah, we're clearing this one. Boon of Vigor on ourselves. Move a town 1 or 2 lands inland. Joke's a new game. We don't have one. We don't have that either. Got nothing. Blight in there. Great. Love it. Kaelan North, not worried at this point. Kaelan's probably the premier. So here we've got an escalation effect. It's annoying. We do have wash away, but I was going to wash these guys away. Okay, I'm going to put it in here with the beast. The beast might give me a fear. Interestingly, when you play fairly efficiently as River, you kind of often end up in a position where you actually have destroyed almost everything but haven't generated any fear. Okay, so this we leave for a messy counter. We wash these guys into here. It's very tempting actually to clear this with our innate. So notice we've got tier 3 of this innate now. 2 damage to all invaders. Would clear that land. And this is awkward because they're going to build a city here. So if I do this trick with the pip next turn, the city will survive unless we find an additional slow damage. Which we might do if we just choose to reclaim, and we might choose to reclaim. So I think I will still go with the original plan. So we'll wash away from here. So this bottom land, we're just going to let blight next turn, and the surviving Dahan, all going well, will kill that town. And we massive flooding in here, clear all this lot out. And the bounty, does that actually have a purpose for us right now? Not especially. Let's just make 4 Dahan in there instead. We need that extra energy. Key tip, if you want to use your starting cards to trigger top 2 of your innate, you just need to make sure you've got 3 energy at the start of your turn. All right, so we've got this Ravage here. We'll let that go. We've got this problem here. So what we want from the reclaim is a slow bit of damage, I think. And I am going to reclaim rather than waiting. It is actually quite tempting to wait, but I'm not going to do it because it's a speed run. We're incredibly quick here. Okay, this is slow damage, so we take it. This makes the dream work. We can also push this town in if we go wash away. The trouble is we can't play both of these because we need 3 of our cards to be water sun, and we do not have a water sun earth card, which is like the secret sauce when it comes to making changes at only 4 plays. So we're actually forced to either have wash or pull. Flash flood, we're free of using flash floods. So we can instead use Vigor Grasp, but Grasp doesn't really do anything for us apart from save us energy, which we don't care about. So we will go with Pull Beneath, and maybe the Beast will deal with this town. It probably won't. Just quickly check my workings here. So yeah, we need the 3 sun. The Flash Floods inland doesn't do anything about this. We could just keep the island tidy. We could prevent this build. Yeah. And we're not short on energy, so we don't substitute in a useless card. Well done, peasant. Hey, thanks for the sub, Bernard Blues. You caught me in the midst of some furious speed running. And it is furious. I'm furious. Let's keep the island tidy. This is not good speed running. This would have been better. +1 damage. Oh god, we didn't even save our blight. But we did, I guess it worked out okay in the end. It worked out fine. So we do get to remove a blight from somewhere. It doesn't matter. We're about to clear this land, so we can... It doesn't matter if it's a bit blighty. Each player moves Explorer from coastline. Ha! Joke's on you, Explorer, that was about to blight my coast. Grasp affects bounty. Figured after watching 40+ YouTube, I should sub. Thanks so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Oh, God. Okay, escalation. I'd forgotten to factor in the escalation because I did. Okay. I did. Let's put it in sands. We could hit that with pull at some point. Hooray, random fear card. What the hell did did the city build get prevented in there? Fine. I'm trying to go fast here and the game is just confusing me. And yeah, and I'm neglecting chat. It's just a disaster. A total disaster. Okay, Ravage isn't here. We could just let this have a messy counter. So we'll pull beneath in here. Clear that town. It's a zero range gather. Grass can be great with bounty. Oh, okay, yeah, right. This is a speed run. We don't have time for finesses here. No time for that. Let's bring these guys over. They're not doing anything down there. It's also not really a speed run. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I've got this idea for this quick series but I think it might take quite a lot of takes to do reasonably well. So this is a messy counter. This is empty. We're actually at Terra 2. There are 2 builds here and here. We could prevent this build with Enticing Splendor. This build we can just snipe with Flash Floods. So we're looking all right. We're looking fine. Let's just do it the easy way. And look at this, so much easier. Not really being blessed with perfect cards, but you know, that's fine. We could use Steam Vents. That'll keep some vocal members of the community happy. We'll Steam these vents in here. We'll Flash Floods in here, and then we'll have a messy counter to finish. And that... Oh no, there's this town here. Oh my god. Why am I trying to speedrun? What are you doing, peasant? You're not very fast. I'm gonna just read chat now. I've given up on this run. This is not a good run. Escalate on the coast means you can Flash Floods it. True. I could Flash Floods it on a subsequent turn. In fact, I could stick it back in here. Actually, I think I'm better off not trying to finish it this turn and actually just playing a little bit, just calming down, clearing inland, letting this happen, just washing it away. Let's wash it all away. In fact, we can enticing into here. We can steam vents in here, and we can still preserve a set of cards that means we can use our innate next turn and grab a new minor power. Do we have a use for reaching grasp this turn? Not really. Yeah, let's just relax. Not that we need our innate. God, this is shambolic. It's a shambles. This might kill an explorer. Grasping steam vents. Bacon just loves the grasp. They can't resist it. So we could preserve it to harm, but this is a speed run, yeah? As you'll notice by the blazing speed. Okay, fortification, I don't think that's going to matter. This beast was going to take care of the town anyway. No build in these lands that we're going to build anyway. Yeah, speedrunning with events, or trying to go fast with events is kind of gross. It's gross, I tell you. Oh, we done it! Oh my god, that was so shambolic. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for that. So the idea was to do a series, a bit like my other series, but one where it's just like, hey, here's a complete game in 10 to 12-ish minutes with some useful commentary. Instead, when I tried to record them, it's just generally me being stressed. Which is, you know, it's not really the ideal thing. You know, just someone give any useful advice while being stressed. I think that speedrun took roughly 10-12 minutes, which is not very fast. I think without events, it's a lot easier to go quickly. I will say that. Thanks for the GG. And sorry, everybody. Thank you so much for the sub, Vern. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube content. Because the support makes a big difference to me, right? Because at the moment, I'm in a bit of a juncture. A juncture point. As in, I'm going to be potentially moving or even moving country soon. Gran is lying around. My grandmother has been dying for almost 6 months now. So I'm kind of, yeah, in this weird limbo where I probably will continue to make videos and stream regardless of support or no support. But there might come a time fairly soon where I'll be like, oh, can I actually afford to do this? One more speed run, one actual speed run. What time is it? So Handlebar are not starting for a few more minutes. I'll actually do a quick one. So if I disable events and disable escalation, it will actually be relatively quick. How about that? But yeah, so what I was trying to say is thank you so much for the support. And also earlier when I was lying on the floor in the kitchen, I was just thinking about thank you for kind of hanging out with me. I realized how many people there are that actually stream. And I feel very lucky that I have people that watch me because there are like billions of people that stream. Like last year, 25 billion people were regularly streaming. So yeah, thanks for hanging out here. Where's my score, peasant? Blues accidentally outed themselves as a serial killer. Oh dear. So we avoid this land we're letting go. They're going to build a city. This will be our inland deathland, which is what we want. We do these things. This is what you do on a speedrun. You just go fast. Of course, we don't have events. We don't need to worry about these lone Dahan, but I'm going to worry about them anyway. This is going to be our other coastal deathland. We could just let this go for a messy counter. We rivers bounty in here for more potential messy countering. Escalation is better for learning game mechanics. Yeah, I mean, I think the thing to remember is that when I'm making videos, I've got quite a lot of different things that I'm trying to, you know, like there's a lot of different considerations of which its usefulness is only one. I've actually got no useful wash away there. What was your serpent score? I don't think I even checked. Didn't check. Horrifying, I know. Truly, truly awful. We need to play both of these, otherwise we don't have the energy. We don't have a build to prevent, so we may as well just preserve this. I didn't realize our wager was score-based. I didn't realize it was a test of lack of principles. Okay, so we do have the massive flooding, and we've set up both of our kind of deathlands here. We could set up for a messy counter in here, why not? And we can simply destroy that, prevent that build. Okay, so ravage-wise, we just let this go. So I think this turn we push forward, we gain a power card. Could even think about a major, but no. Steam Vents, we could prevent that build. Wow, Steam Vents, MVP. We reclaim bounty. We put a presence somewhere that we want it. So presence, we might think about future Dahan gathers. Maybe just stick one in here. There is no winning with score. You want that prestige, whatever name and base is. You can't just make up contests and their rewards. I'm sorry. That's not how it works. This is a tightly run ship, I'll have you know. Incredibly tightly run. One of the tightest run ships on Twitch. Don't know why I put these guys in here. Okay, so now we're at 4 plays. We can reclaim and smash this land after the build. Perfect. We still go with minor powers. Oh my god, minor powers with good elements. We love encompassing board. Oh, we love it. It's just so freeing to live in a world with encompassing ward. So we still want a bounty. We still need to flash floods, but because we've got encompassing ward, we can be a bit freer about the other things we do. We might actually want to save wash away because we can. No great steam vents this turn. Maybe we boon. Maybe we actually do put this instead of wash. No, we don't need to, so we don't. This actually makes next turn more viable. And there's our top tier. We finish this inland land. Man, with few wants. It's an interesting idea. Actually, I quite like the idea of us all playing the similar scenario. I know that community events happen. I did used to do the like Reddit community challenge and stuff. You know, back when I was still young and optimistic. So we clear this land. We've just got this land here. I think make up goals is emblematic human behavior. You guys just trying to show me how to be a regular human being. Is that what it is? Is that what you're trying to achieve? We bring these lads over. They're not doing anything over there. So yeah, sorry, but I'm neglecting chat somewhat because I'm just going too fast to really read chat, you know? It's just how it is when you're going very quickly. Let's just take this because if we were playing Ocean, we'd be really happy to see this card. So now we can basically just play our start cards. Except this is is there anything to actually consider here? This is a win in the slow phase. So there will be an explore. If it's coastal lands, we won't necessarily instantly win. We might come up against the not generated enough fear conundrum. I've realized it's now 1 minute past 7. And we don't have a use of, we can't use steam vents for this. Entrancing apparitions, can we squeak that in? I think we can. Because of the wonderful, oh no, there's nothing there to squeak. We might squeak things in next turn. We'll squeak them in next turn, how about that? So yeah, we go standard. We pip. And I guess if we get Sand Explore, then we laugh. Except we don't, we've already had it. Okay, Wetland Explore, this is fine. So now we can clear. And then we could raid the lovely Handle Arbor games. Thanks so much for joining me today. I just confuse my brain when I try and go fast. It's kind of embarrassing. I just thought it would be a good little, you know, 12-minute playthrough videos. I thought that'd be a cool thing to do. But it might take me like 5 takes to do it. That's all right. Like 40 AFKs from that raid you can drop. Yeah. These are a lot of these I think might be from the dunk grade earlier. If you're not familiar with dunk or slam, you should be. In fact, because I was doing some computery nonsense, doing some work and stuff, I think what we might have had was the dunk or slam raid into Dude Guy Broman. So these are all Noita community people. I think I've spelt Dude Guy's name wrong somehow. Into the lovely Argon Vein. I think that what might have happened today. So probably a lot of those guys are actually asleep. Hey, Ven. Good to see some Moist Mob action here. That strangely, that like, I'm trying to develop this like Noita Spirit Island crossover scene. Because that's like my niche. Yeah, do you really like Noita, but are terrible at it? And also like this other completely unrelated game? Yeah. All right, we're raiding Handle Arbor. They're the devs. Oh, there's an underscore in Dude Guy Bro Man. Okay. These underscore people. There you go. There you go. All right, we're going to raid Handle Arbor. They are the devs. Morning is actually a rare person that's also in that niche. I think, you know, There are a few of us. Okay, so we're going to raid Handle Arbor Games. They're very, very nice. They're certainly nicer than me. And they are the devs of this game. And they stream every Saturday. And so this is a regular stream. It's a new regular stream. Friday is also a regular stream, but a longer stream where I destroy my brain sometimes with too much Spirit. Frankly, too much. I am actually streaming tomorrow, unusually, because it's bank holiday weekend here, which means that the countryside is crawling with my countrymen, which makes me angry and upset, and I no longer want to go to the countryside. So I'm actually going to be looking at Songs of Six, which is a wildly overscoped game that somehow is being pulled off by the dev team, which I think is mostly one dude who gave me a key. I've played the game on stream before, but years ago. They're still working away. We're going to be looking at that tomorrow. Yeah, Nemesis Lobby is Wednesdays. Is this a mobile game? You can actually get this on mobile, Ducky, but it's a board game that's been made into a digital game. All right, let's do this. Let's do this raid. I always get a bit confused with these, but yeah, hopefully see some of you tomorrow, 4 p.m. UK time for Songs of Six. Possibly another stream on Monday, maybe. We'll see how it goes on Sunday. All right, bye for now. Bye for now.